came into Radcast at the radnetwork.com. We're still focusing on raccoons. We had an update this morning. Yesterday we had the raccoon porch pirate and Kyle and the cuddliness with raccoons or whatever. But then we had an email this morning from a guy who said he had somebody he worked with who domesticated a raccoon. This email is from Cherie.
What's up, Cherie?
My ex-mother-in-law, God rest her soul, was lucky enough to find and rescue a baby raccoon that had been abandoned by its mama.
Oh, poor thing.
She bottle-fed it and raised it. It was the smartest, sweetest pet she ever owned. She lived in Truckee at the time. Legal? I don't know, but she adored Rocky the raccoon.
Rocky, that's a cool name. Oh,
that would be the difference is if you domesticate them from baby, maybe they don't become vicious and mean and clawy.
Yeah, see, I thought about that with the squirrel. Like, if I ever come across a baby squirrel, that would be fun to domesticate. Although they do got big chomping teeth, I'm afraid it might bite off my finger sometime.
Well, but see, again, if you like you said, if you got a baby one, they're going to view you as daddy or mama. So they won't bite your finger. They might bite somebody else.
Well, that's fine. We can train it to be an attack squirrel. That might be useful.
Also, Kevin wrote in with a question. I understand how this happens. Sometimes we go too fast or we gloss over things because we can't stop all the time and give context. So yesterday, when we were talking about raccoons, Kyle had made the comment about being at, correct me if I'm wrong, the comment was you were at your mom's house, you went outside to smoke.
Yes.
And a raccoon was there, and you talked about how that raccoon did not, it was like, I don't care, you're here, human. I'm not scared of you.
It had no worries at all. It's like it was probably domesticated at some point, or it was just used to people feeding it or being around it.
And then this morning you referenced again, just you very in passing, like go outside to smoke, and you know raccoons can scare me then or whatever. Okay, so Kevin put those two together, and his question was, because again we get going fast, said, did Kyle say he's living with his mom? What happened to his condo?
I still have my condo.
I assume you were visiting mom or whatever.
No, this is back. Okay, so I had moved back from Hawaii and was in a car accident 11 days in to it. So I was resting on my mom's couch for 3 months. So yeah, at that time I did live with my mom for a brief period of time, and yeah, I was not working and I wasn't paying rent anywhere. So thank God mom was there.
It's a years old story that you were just referencing because it involved the raccoon. That's
correct.
All.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. By the way, thank you. So we're actually wrapping up our first week of the relaunch with the and now the radnetwork.com and America's Radcast in the morning and the Rob and Steve Sports Show from 11 to 1 every day. And then all our bonus things, new Soapbox Today posts at the radnetwork.com. We do that every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We do Kyle's Food Factor every Tuesday, Thursday. Kyle's Corner is every Wednesday at 1 p.m. They all post at the radnetwork.com, and you go to our YouTube page and you can find them there. So the thank you is a few different things. One, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for waiting for us while we were on hiatus. Thanks for coming back. We haven't even started what we would call mass marketing, letting everybody know that we're back and where we are, et cetera. Our numbers are through the roof. But more importantly than that to us, let's be honest, we're running a business, and you guys have always been so amazingly supportive of our radvertisers. And again, we're not even through 5 days. Today is the beginning of day 5. And already our buddy Corey at quickdumpsters.com is getting all sorts of attention and feedback and traffic from you. And it's so great to put a brand new, again, same story as so many of our advertisers. Local guy. His story's great about how he starts this. I'm going to come to your house and take your garbage company. He actually had the idea during COVID, and then he didn't do it, and then he decided to do it. And we all know these junk removal places. Jeff, my understanding is you were talking to Corey yesterday, and he had just like booked a maggot when you talked to him yesterday,
right?
As a result, right?
Yep.
And you know Corey, he's got an amazing story. He's a great guy.
Yeah, definitely. No, I think,
he's very handy. Doesn't he help you fix cars too, or something like that?
Right. Corey's really good with cars. He's actually given me like a car, not giving me like sold me a car for really cheap, just because like I was like, oh, my car broke down. He was like, oh, I have 4. Which ones do you want? You want to try this one? You want to try that one? They're not like Lamborghinis. They're not like nothing like that, but they're very nice cars. I have this nice little Explorer he got me, and I've known Corey for a while. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he also helped move this big desk I'm sitting at right here into the Rad studio. Thing is a monster of a desk, and I couldn't have done it without his help.
Yeah, Corey's one of the hardest workers I know as well.
And he's super nice. And so if you've heard our advertising commercials for him, true story, he came to Williams Manor. Obviously, I had a lot of stuff I had to clear out after my wife, Christina, passed away. And he hauled it all away, but I was able to talk to him as well. He's just got a great personality. He is enormous, which you have to be when you're in that line of work. Super nice, and it's just so much easier in general to have somebody come to your house and haul away your crap as opposed to like, Corey and I were talking. I think he said one of the things that motivated him was he knew other people were doing this, but these companies that drop off the dumpster that sits in front of your house that
Right.
you load up and then they come and take it away. It's so unsightly, and a lot of people are embarrassed by it. A lot easier for Corey to show up with his truck. He was in and out in like an hour, if even that.
Whoa.
And there was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And he did a great job. And the one thing that we have heard, and always reach out to us, please. If you have any good news, bad news, whatever about any of our advertisers, was some people were having a hard time like easily finding the website because it's quick, but it's spelled wrong. QUIK, quickdumpsters.com. So we made it even easier for you. Just go to the radnetwork.com. I did it this morning. It's so easy. I could do it. You scroll down to the bottom of the radnetwork.com. His website's right there. That's where all our advertisers will start to show up. We've got a ton of them lined up. We're just waiting for everything to kind of get settled down and be easy and do the right rollout. But it's right there. You click on it. You go to quickdumpsters.com. And then you can send in your email. And the cool thing is you can send in – you don't even have to have Corey come to your house to get a quote. You can send in pictures, videos, and then just book when he's going to show up because he's able to look at it and go, oh, okay, that's going to cost about this much. Now, if he shows up and you lied, there might be an adjustment.
Right.
In place.
Which a lot of people
there's a
do,
whole new
unfortunately. Not lie, but, it's like...
It comes up. The wife is probably like, "Oh, is he going to take that couch in the
Right.
garage
Yes.
too?" And you're like, "That's my couch." No. And then she tells him, and he goes and gets it, and he's like, "Well, that's going to be an extra $100 now." And
Right.
now dude's out of a couch and $100. Yikes.
It's a very common thing, I think, and hearing his stories, as far as like someone, and I think that's naturally happens. Like, you get this section all cleared out. It's like, oh, how about this dryer that I've had for, that I've had in my garage I want to get rid of, and how about this? And it's, yeah, the price should be adjusted. I think he's too nice sometimes, but yeah, it does happen a lot.
I mean, he is nice. I'll give you that. And that is the kind of like text message that I love to get. One of our most loyal maggots, who's also a very good friend, texted me yesterday and said, "Hey, I know other loyal maggots who are trying to. Are we sure this is the website? How to find it?" And she had the right link, and I confirmed. Yeah. Tell them that's where you go. But Jeff and I talked and said, "Look, we were waiting for the big rollout with all the advertisers coming back, but we said let's get this up there because if so many of you are, and it makes sense. Spring cleaning, it's a thing." And you just decide, or you just look around and go, okay, enough crap has built up. It's too much to go to the dump. And then you hear us talking about him, and so many people want to go to his website. So we made it easy. Just go to the radnetwork.com, go all the way down. You click on quickdumpsters.com. It'll take you right to the website. There's a big cartoony thing, and then you just follow. It's very easy. It's an easy-to-use website. And Corey will get back to you. And like he did yesterday, apparently he booked a maggot. So radnetwork.com, go to the bottom page, quickdumpsters.com. Let's do a quick round of entertainment news.
Overture, curtain and lights. It's time for entertainment news.
We mentioned earlier in the week the Super Mario Galaxy movie. This is the reason that Jack Black is hosting Saturday Night Live tomorrow, because he's in it. This is the sequel. It is off to a very impressive start at the box office. Super Mario Galaxy movie served up $34 million domestically one day on a weekday. That is granted, it's spring break in some parts of America. That's a big first day. In fact, it's the biggest opening day of the year to date, beating out Project Hail Mary, the Ryan Gosling joint. The first Super Mario Brothers in 2023 was a box office smash. That's why they made a sequel. It is at $1.36 million globally. That's the first one. The follow-up tells the story of Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach once again taking on the evil Bowser, voiced by Jack Black, along with his son, Bowser Jr. I didn't know there was a Bowser Jr. Or did they just make that up? The core voice cast has reunited for Super Galaxy. Chris Pratt is Mario again. Anya Taylor-Joy is Princess Peach. Charlie Day is Luigi. Jack Black is
Charlie
Bowser.
Day, that'd be great. Okay.
Keegan Michael K is Toad, and then there's all these new voices. I don't know who Benny Safdie is, but he's Bowser Jr. Glenn Powell, who you'd know him if you saw him. He got his big break in Top Gun Maverick, and then he did the remake of Twister or whatever. He's voicing a new character called Fox McCloud. And I mentioned I heard from a friend whose wife saw Super Mario Galaxy movie with their brat kid or whatever, and she said it's better than the first one. As an adult, she said it's better than the first one. So, getting a lot of rave reviews.
Cool.
But none of us saw the first one.
No, I need to go check it out online. And you know what? Mario wasn't super big in my life as a kid. It was a little bit because I had the old school NES when I was really little because my parents didn't get me a PlayStation yet. We had to wait a minute. So I played that one. And then I had a Game Boy. And I had, Mario World 3. And that was it. And I don't remember any little Bowser. And then my friends had the Super Smash Brothers on GameCube. We played that quite a bit. So those I didn't get too involved in the Mario world. There's so much out there. So I'd like to see it, but I think I'd be missing a little bit just because I don't know the universe as well as most people.
Did you ever watch the original one, the Super Mario Brothers movie though?
I was like 7 at the time, and I remember renting it at a Hollywood Video with a friend, and we did a sleepover and watched it, but I fell asleep to it, and I remember it wasn't very good.
It was, it's like sci-fi, right? It's like, it's a game, but I liked it. It's like part of those the movies you watch when you're like a child that you're like, oh, kind of just sticks with you. It's not good, but it definitely has a special place in my heart. If you go, it's like John Leguizamo's like Luigi, and you'd recognize Mario, but I forget his name. It's like 93 is when it came out.
Yeah, live action.
Yeah, it's like right. But I remember it's still. Who's the I'm gonna have to think of the bad guy. The bad guy is like someone like a big actor.
The Wario?
To the original Mario Brothers. Like the bad guy is like someone who I forget. It's like,
isn't it? But it's Bowser, right? You just don't remember who played him?
I don't know if he plays Bowser. He probably plays the Bowser character. Like maybe like that kind of thing. But maybe that's his name.
I can't remember. It was so long ago. I remember, but the buddy I went to go stay the night at his house, he was one who decided to rent it. I didn't really care. I remember we went and watched it, but I wasn't really paying attention, and it was so long ago.
Well, and if they do the movie correctly, and it was a giant hit the first time, to your point, Kyle, you shouldn't have to know a lot about the Mario world to enjoy it. We should be able to follow along with it. I saw, so Jack Black was on The Tonight Show last night. They always have on whoever is hosting SNL on Thursday nights or whatever, and I'm like agnostic with Jack Black. I don't not like him, but I don't love him either because he can get a little over the top or whatever. But the way he was talking and presenting and stuff, it seems like they did make it in that Shrek-like vein and all these other films that are supposed to be for kids, but also for us adults to enjoy.
Excellent. Okay.
Well.
And I did look it up. So it's Dennis Hopper who he plays.
Oh.
Yeah, he plays King Koopa.
Oh, okay.
King Koopa, who it's like a bad guy on the Mario Brothers.
What a great bad guy, and maybe modern times as well. He was also the bad guy in Speed, the Keanu Reeves action movie, as well. He's dead now. Not Keanu Reeves, but Dennis Hopper.
Right.
A couple other entertainment notes. Tiger Woods flipped his car, Jupiter, Florida. Yesterday, the police body cam was released, showing Tiger failing the field sobriety test, although they had to kind of modify them. Take out the ick part of it for a lot of people, but it's fascinating to watch this professional athlete. They modified him because of his surgery, and there's this one acuity thing they're having him do, like with his fists and his hands, and his hand-eye coordination is incredible. I don't know exactly what he failed or whatever in terms of the field, because we do know, even though he blew a .00000 on the breathalyzer, he refused the urinalysis test, which you can do in Florida, but it means you're going to get charged. And they did find hydrocodone pills in his pocket. So that's why they didn't want to take the urine test, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the video's been released. Some people say that he looks dazed and confused and all that. I watched the video. I'm like, yeah, it's not a great day. It wouldn't be for anybody. But there is, if you've seen, even in the still shot, there's a shot of during the pullover where Tiger is off in the distance and he's like leaning against a tree and he's clearly on his phone. Well, we now know because they released the body cam and it's been confirmed as well. He's on the phone and he walks away from the cops after the test or whatever to make this phone call, and they call him back. The cops call him back like, hey, we're not done with you because you don't want to let a suspect of any kind get away from you or get out of your sight. And he comes back And Tiger says, I was just talking to the president. And he was. He called Trump.
Why not? If you got his number, pull that card.
They've known each other for years. They've golfed together. I haven't seen this anywhere. But the first conspiracy theory that I personally thought of was, is he like, hey, I might need a pardon soon? Or of all the people on the planet, he reached out to President Trump. And then because Trump almost immediately was asked about it later and said that I forget what he said, but it was like, semi-supportive, but that he's troubled. But it was like that day, so it might have come from the act. But that's who was on the phone.
It goes a long way. It's not what you know; it's who you know. Sometimes, obviously, the cops probably didn't let him go. He's still going through a process of some sort. Yeah. Man, I remember I got pulled over. But I got pulled over going 123.
Drop. You imagine they obviously know he's Tiger Woods, and he walks back and says, "Yeah, I was just on the phone with the president." It's like, okay, nice flex. You're still getting cuffed, which he was, arrested, had to do the 8 hours under Florida law, and he also yesterday got permission to leave the country for his rehab, so that it's harder for paparazzi and such to know where he is and stalk him and things. So he is going to rehab and disappearing for a while, but he'll be somewhere else. One other note. Louis C.K., remember him?
Yeah.
He is returning to Netflix years after he was embroiled in the Me Too movement. The 58-year-old comedian's upcoming headlining show at the Hollywood Bowl, which is a new addition to the Netflix as a Joke Fest lineup, was announced yesterday. The actual stand-up set will take place on Tuesday, May 5th. His standout, his actual stand-up special of that, after it's edited, will come out this summer on Netflix. But Netflix is a joke, if you're not aware of it. They take over L.A. for like 5 days and have all these various comedians performing and such around the city in like 40 different locations. His actual set will be a month later on May 5th, and we'll get it this summer. Now, Louis C.K., if you don't remember what the details was, he was exposed for sexually harassing behavior in 2017, right in the middle of the Me Too movement. 5 women alleged that he had exposed himself and jerked off in front of them. If I remember right, one of them said he finished in a plant or on a plant or something like that. He did issue, at the time in 2017, he issued a response. He acknowledged the accusations were true. He said, quote, "The power I had over these women is that they admired me and I wielded that power irresponsibly," end quote. If I remember the details correctly, and I probably don't, they were all like, they weren't necessarily groupies, but they were like maybe underlings or people who were working for him or around him. And he was, you got to remember, in 2016, 17, Louis C.K. was it. He hosting Saturday Night Live. He's selling out venues everywhere. And he did an interesting thing. He went away for a year, and then he came back on his own website. He went back out on tour, selling out several shows, sold out Madison Square Garden 4 days in a row. And full disclosure, cancel me. I love Louis C.K.
Yep.
I did before. I still do. He's just as great as ever. The last time I saw him do a special. And I think I saw him live recently in the area, and he was off that night. But I'm not going to ding him for one thing. But I know for a lot of people who can't separate the art from the artist, it's not allowed to like him at all. But I do. I like his comedy. So we're going to get. So this to me is confirmation. He's all the way back. He's not just selling out through his website. Now he's back on Netflix this summer.
Good for him. I'm glad he's circling back, man. Because I enjoy his comedy too. Like when he went away and everybody canceled him for that year where he stepped aside, I was kind of worried. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I really liked him, and I want to see him live. But he's always on my bucket list.
Well, and this is that process that I've referenced before. Ricky Gervais does a bit about Kevin Hart and getting canceled from the Academy Awards over something he had done 10 years earlier and apologized for 10 years earlier, and then gets the Academy Award gig, and they say you have to apologize again, and Kevin Hart says, no. What's the point of apologizing if I have to do it again? Louis C.K. took responsibility. He said there's no way I should have done what I did. Went away for a year, came back, and enough people said, all right, we're going to sell out Madison Square Garden for you and see if you're still good, and he is. So he'll have a Netflix special this summer and we'll let you know as soon as we have that date.
America's Radcast.
Email the show, radcast at theradnetwork.com.
Got this email to Radcast at theradnetwork.com. We were talking about the big movie this weekend. It's already out. Is the Super Mario Galaxy movie. That's the sequel to the first Super Mario Brothers movie. Jack Black and what was it? Chris Pratt.
Charlie
Glenn
Day.
Powell, all the voices for it. And Kai wrote in because Jeff had mentioned this other version of the Mario Brothers movie that came out in like the early 90s, which you even said was not good. And we were trying to pull out names of who played who, and you did get to eventually Dennis Hopper played Koopa, which was the bad guy. Why would Koopa? I don't know. And Kai said Bob Hoskins played Mario.
Yes.
There's another old
Right.
school name.
Yeah.
And did you say John Leguizamo was in it or something like
Yeah,
that?
he's Luigi. He plays Luigi.
Oh, okay. So Hoskins and John Leguizamo.
Yeah, that's Mario and Luigi.
Thank you, Kai, for that. So now we've got the whole main cast filled in. I still have the luxury, a little behind the scenes thing, of I can hear Kyle and Jeff talking in the Midtown flagship studio of the radnetwork.com during our commercial breaks. I can't talk to them. We're working on all this, but I can hear what they're saying. So a couple of quick updates. One might be a suicide question. We'll do that second. I'll explain what that is. But am I to understand that I heard you saying, Jeff, that after we highlighted the fact that we went ahead, we pushed aside our schedule, we got the Radvertisers started at the radnetwork.com. We were going to wait until everybody came on board because we're intentionally holding some people off because we want to be locked in technically.
Right.
And this is literally the end of our first week being locked in technically.
Right.
And we're going to wait till we had them all. But we were getting emails and messages from people saying, hey, I want to talk to this quickdumpsters.com guy, Corey, but I'm not sure I'm finding the website because it's spelled Q-U-I-K. And so we said, okay, fine. We just put it up. So if you go to the radnetwork.com, you scroll down right there on the bottom, you can click. Did I hear you saying he's already getting like clicks and leads again?
He already got
from that?
multiple requests in, like booking requests, where they have to fill everything out, the time, the uploads, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That is awesome. I heard Kyle say I'm happy for him, and that's the thing is we've always tried to partner with really good people, and he is such a great guy, and I'm so happy to hear that. And thank you again. Thank you guys for making us look like heroes. We really appreciate that.
Definitely.
The other thing that I thought I heard, this is the suicide question. So back when I was in radio only, and I was not only on the air, but I was what was called the program director, which means you would talk to your air talent. So I was in charge of everybody that's on the air. This was 90s, and you were still doing contests with people on the phone, and in like sometimes live, often live, where you had to call in to win tickets or whatever. And it was for a crutch, a cliche people fell into, and the DJ would say to the caller, and what's your favorite radio station, or what radio station is sending you to see Shanice or whoever the was popular at the time. Well, I always said, don't do that. That's a suicide question. What are you going to say if they don't say our station? They're going to say another station in town because they listen to a bunch. They're prize pigs. So, suicide question here because I caught the tail end. Did I hear, Jeff, that you had, in fact, researched the issue of pooping in outer space? Because we talked about Artemis 2, and there was a toilet issue, and one of the astronauts had to poop in a bag instead of the toilet. They did get it fixed, but we were wondering what happened to the bag. And we were talking about all of our knowledge about what actually happens in space is from movies, most notably The Martian and Joe Dirt. Was that
Joe Dirt? Armageddon is a lot where I get a lot of my
okay.
space,
Okay, good. Did you do more research, or did you just watch Armageddon?
Yeah, no. I did do some research. Yeah, it does say they do save some of their compacted feces. I think they do research on it and stuff like that based off of their experience, their blood, all that kind of stuff. But I think most of it gets released as they're coming back into the orbit. So like as they're coming back, they release something like a capsule or some part of it that is normally gets rid of anyways. And that's where a lot of, so right now they say there's a lot of junk debris, orbiting our Earth, and a lot of that is what's been released from the space shuttles as they come in.
Oh, yeah. So
lovely.
junk debris has actually been a big story for many years since many countries have been going to outer space. But when you were describing it, I thought you were saying that we at least had the class to wait until it re-entered Earth's atmosphere and then it did like the airplane drop, where they just dump out the frozen crap and
I
stuff.
think
But
there's,
no,
like,
we
they've been doing
do leave it
multiple.
behind.
Yeah, I think they're doing they do multiple things. I do know that they like detach before they go drop into the water too, and they go and get whatever the Navy goes and pulls in whatever they dropped off in the ocean somewhere. But no, I think I was reading that a lot of it gets released when they're coming into orbit, so before we get into the atmosphere.
Since all of our knowledge comes from movies, do we even know it's the Navy that goes and gets them?
I think it is.
Coast Guard,
But
maybe?
again, that is from movies, though. I'm pretty well.
America's Radcast, only on the radnetwork.com.
All right, another email. RAD. Nope, that's the old one. Don't do that.
Just kidding.
See, if you use that, we won't get it. That's why I shouldn't say it, because I'm an idiot. But, 20 plus years of using it, you got to get over it. It's Radcast. So there's still an RAD. You got to spell RAD and then cast, but it's Radcast at the radnetwork.com. Good save, huh? Right?
Yeah, it was. Nice job.
It's from Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
This is an opportunity for us to do a little more navel gazing. I love that. So we're back up and running. We got so the radnetwork.com is the home of everything. America's Radcast in the morning. You got your soapboxes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. We got a new one posting today because it's Friday. The Kyle's Food Factor is Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. And it sounds like we may next week have a ramen-based version
Yes.
of the Food Factor. That's definite.
Yeah, I'll make it a definite. We'll go Tuesday at 10 a.m. You'll have a ramen, Kyle's Food Factor edition.
And it looks like we're gonna the Sprite ramen and the kimchi ramen.
That's correct.
are on
I've
the
got
table.
kimchi already ready to go. I kind of want to try that new mango tropical Sprite too, if I can find it. Get things going.
And so those are Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we've got the Rob and Steve Sports Show is live 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. all at the radnetwork.com. You can go there and you can subscribe to YouTube to watch and such. And then every Wednesday we've got Kyle's Corner at 1 p.m. right after the Rob and Steve Sports Show. But the radnetwork.com, as we've said from the beginning, is designed to be bigger and then do things later in the day that maybe will or won't include one or two or none or some of us. Or other things going on that we find, including maybe, if you make the cut, things that you can do or you want to do. So Andrew wrote in and said, I sent an email at the start of the week that included my pitch for my own show to the Rad Network. I couldn't listen for most of the show and the entire day after, so I didn't catch if Rob responded to it. It's an interview show talking with people across entertainment to see the human side of the industry. I have done it for a bit. I really want to, and I'm working on getting to it again. I just don't know if Rob responded to the pitch or not. Well, I wouldn't do it. Well, I might do it on the show where I might make a comment, but we'll reach out directly to you. Again, this is literally the end of the first full week as we get our footing and get everything going. We want to get everything right technically, and we're there. And we just then we're going to bring in all the Radvertisers and start expanding the Rad Network. Next week, for example, we do have a new phone number that you can call. You're going to be able to text us, and we are going to be going back to our old dumb games, our old contests, Pressure Cooker, Treble Trouble, Master Movies. We've got tickets to the sold-out Chevelle show at the Grand Sierra Resort in Reno to give away next week. And then, and this is where I rope Jeff back in, because he is, after all, co-owner of the radnetwork.com. We're also going to start promoting our live music partners, bands, venues, etc. This is one of your visions for what we do like later in the day or evening on the radnetwork.com.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think one thing that I've always been tied into is local venues and local music. It's really difficult for Sacramento restaurants and live music venues to manage bands or to get them in often. And we're going to kind of facilitate. We got some good partnerships with some live music venues here in Sacramento, and we're building up our band network in a sense. Putting the right bands with the right venues, as well as helping them with ticket sales, helping them with the promotion, advertisement, stuff like that. So it's going to be something that's really passionate for me to get launched as well. So next week we're going to have some good events that you can go to that we'll be letting you know about.
And we're based in the Northern California area and the Sacramento area in general. And our primary listening audience is Northern California, Northern Nevada. And yes, there are ways and things that we're going to do to also highlight Reno. Same things.
Yeah.
Again, all of this is start of. I mentioned this earlier in the week. There's so many ideas that we had. Really, Jeff came with all of these ideas and then used Kyle and I to kind of flesh out, well, why couldn't we do this? Let's do this. It does take time to build out the whole network and the ability. And those are look, if you wind up like with Andrew and his idea of, hey, I want to do like an hour-long show once a week where I do an interview show or whatever. Well, first we go through the vetting process. We figure out about the quality. And by the way, just to remind you, as I said earlier, it is a business. What's in it for us kind of thing.
Sure.
Doesn't matter where you are. The technology can be utilized. We got to get everything right before we're putting on people who are podcasting on the radnetwork.com from LA or Florida or whatever. So don't feel like because we're highlighting where we are in the beginning, oh man, I can't be part. No, you can.
Absolutely.
It's just it makes the most sense, obviously, that we're here. We have easy access to some and Jeff's right. Look, as a guy who lived in Northern California for most of his life, 10-year stint in Reno and a year in Seattle, and that my whole life's been in Northern California. And Sacramento's always been the ugly stepchild. And even as it's improved, especially in the last 10 years, in the last 5 years, and COVID really screwed Sacramento and Midtown, it is really coming along, and it still doesn't get the credit, even in Sacramento, that it deserves for so much. Jeff's mentioning the music scene. Down in Midtown, the restaurants are off the charts. And the Sacramento area is doing so much, but it does need more to be highlighted more. And that's one of the things that we want to do. But also, you've mentioned previously, Jeff, that you're either talking to or you want to talk to, like other people that need more attention, like local youth sports kind of thing.
Right. So that's going to be the first show that we kind of bring on as part of the RAD Network. Is going to be a local, more high school oriented sports show. More, bringing in athletic directors, coaches, principals, and then also parents, the athletes themselves, because they need exposure right now, especially with the NIL. We mentioned that before. The more publicity they can get, the more exposure they can get to put on their social medias. We want to bring them in. These people are going to be the next number ones, next number twos in big schools in college. And we have a lot of talent that goes out of Sacramento. So I really want to highlight that. Definitely, if you have an interest in that as far as being part of it, because that's going to be a difficult show for us to produce. We've got to bring in a lot of people on a regular, like a weekly basis, a lot of different people. But if you're interested in getting your school recognized, any specific athletes that we're not paying attention to right now, because we're going to be doing like leaderboards and stuff on the website as well, tracking different like results and stuff like that. Please let us know, because that's the best way for us to find out who we need to pay attention to. We have our own resources, but the more the merrier, obviously.
Yeah, and if you have emailed Radcast at theradnetwork.com and you haven't heard from us, don't fret. If you want to resend it, check in like Andrew did, that's cool. Again, we've been hyper focused on getting everything locked in,
right?
Technically, making sure that you can hear us every day, hear us well, that you can say, yep, that's what I expect to hear every day. And getting that done then allows us to go back and go, okay, now we got to go. Let's get the advertisers on. They're all lined up, but now we got to get them on. Let's start answering some of these emails. Let's get this youth sports show going. Oh, we're going to start highlighting local musical acts, and then we want to do some stuff on the radnetwork.com with people. We've mentioned before also this bartender show idea,
right?
Yeah.
Where local bartenders are going to tell horror stories or fun stories of what they see and hear. Yeah.
Well, some horror stories can be fun.
Yeah, right. No, I think
so that'll all be good.
Yeah, I think for what we're doing with the extra content and stuff, like Rob said, if we haven't reached out to you back, we have a couple shows that we're producing right now that we have people in line for, but pretty much very quickly, and I mean in the next 3 or 4 days, we're going to be reaching out to people to try to get more their ideas. Like he said, there's a vetting process. We want to make sure that the content is good and all that, and it doesn't really matter where you are. You can come into the studio and we can do a recording if that's what works. Or we can bring you in from other sources, just like we do with the Rob and Steve show, which works out really great. So so there's a lot of opportunity to bring in more content for the show. So I'm really excited to start meeting these people and start getting more content onto the network.
Again, it's just email us radcast@theradnetwork.com, and theradnetwork.com is where all this stuff will start showing up as we continue to expand. And thank you all so much for the opportunity. We'll take a break and come back after this.
America's Radcast, only on theradnetwork.com.
Got this email to Radcast at theradnetwork.com. It's from one of our 85 Heidis.
What up, Heidi?
We complete the first week of America's Radcast back at theradnetwork.com. We've talked a little bit about it and getting everything worked out and where we're headed. Heidi says, I know that the sweet flower Dawn has moved on to her own new journey. However, could we possibly get some funny sound bites of her tossed in once in a while? Like during commercial breaks? Would Dawn be willing to record a couple? After 25 years of listening, I'll admit I'm having a tad bit of withdrawal from not hearing Dawn as part of the show. Well, of course you are. I mean, a quarter of a century. I'm having Dawn withdrawals. I did the show with her for 30 years. And it's a different animal, and we knew it would be going in. And as we've been alluding to, nothing that you're hearing now, nothing, not only on this show, but everything on the radnetwork.com is where this ends. This is the very beginning. I don't know how this thing plays out or who we add to the on-air ensemble, but I do know I'm not going to answer for Dawn. But, you know, we text on a regular basis, her and I and her husband Gary and stuff. She really, 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 really is done with broadcasting. And she's moved on, and she's very busy. She's loving her baking. I don't think that she would, as much as she would be so flattered, and maybe eventually she'll say, okay, if they wanted that bad, I'll do some stuff. But I don't think she would have any interest in recording anything. Just because, again, it's like door closed. Moving on. And I'm so thrilled for everything that she's experiencing and going through in so many ways. But I understand the effect and the feeling of I know it's not the same. But we're still trying to bring you the same content, some input, some other points of view. Your emails are so helpful to add in if we're missing something. And again, who knows where this ultimately lands. Let's get to the holiday pile.
Yeah.
There are 266 days until Christmas morning. Sunday is Easter. Today, by the way, is Good Friday, Christian holiday that commemorates the crucifixion, suffering, and death of Jesus, observed the Friday before every Easter. A lot of people take it off. It's not a national holiday, but it is. If you're heavy into the Christian thing, it's big. With Easter being Sunday, the Easter holiday is accompanied, of course, by a lot of candies, Cadbury, cream eggs, and chocolate bunnies. Talk about Costco is selling a 2-foot tall, 100 and something pound bunny.
Yeah, for like $140.
Bunny. Yeah, it was $140. Jelly beans, popular. Of course, the most controversial Easter treat. Kyle loves them.
Peeps.
This year's national survey shows how controversial they are. I love that they didn't give you a choice. You had to go one extreme or the other. You only had two choices in this survey by YouGov.com. Are Peeps good or gross?
No, they're delicious. You have so many different flavors.
And
They're gross.
I love how you couldn't pick depends, couldn't pick sometimes. But it was either good or gross, and showing how polarizing they are. 48% said good, 52% said gross.
52? Really? The majority said gross?
Well, yeah, but
they're marshmallows. They're candy. They're delicious. How can it be gross?
They're not really marshmallows. They're like this. Yeah, the candy cut over marshmallow. I get that. But like, no, I used to blow them up in the microwave. That was the best thing about Peeps. Put them in like 30 seconds on the microwave, and they got like huge, and they exploded maybe, and then your mom got mad at you. But you know that's part of Easter. That was the best thing about Peeps.
Oh,
the
man.
taste of it. No, thank you.
Did you eat them?
No.
Ever?
Mm-mm. I mean, I ate them to try them, but I didn't like them.
What the hell? Oh, man. I remember the first time I got them, I devoured a pack. But I like marshmallows.
The Reese's Pieces eggs. That's all I really focus on.
Those are good. The Reese's eggs.
For Easter. That's my favorite.
Man, but like I said, the Peeps.
that's also like an apples and orange thing. If we're just throwing out our favorites, then sure. But so like the Peeps thing, I've always been. I don't know. I grew up in the East Bay area, and we had Peeps, but it wasn't a big thing at Easter. But I was always like, whatever. And then, but what was it, Kyle? Was it the Dr. Pepper Peeps that were amazing?
Yeah, the Dr. Pepper cake, those ones, and the party cake. The party cake are my favorite. Oh my God, those are fire.
I can see
we
different
tried a
flavors
few.
being better.
Yeah, like the sour watermelon ones were good, but they weren't like the best ones they had. They had a fruit punch one a year or two back. I think it was 2022 when I tried it. And those ones I was excited for, and I was like, oh, they're not the best. But you got to go with more of the creamy flavors. That's why the party cake works so good. And the Rice Krispie treat ones are really good too, because they already have marshmallow in them in a sense with Rice Krispies. It's just the flavor profile matches so much better when they're going with the cake or another version of a marshmallow flavor.
I mean, all the other flavors sound great, but the original one, no. I know that flavor. It's not for me.
That was the best. You make Rice Krispie treats with those ones, and they're delicious.
Oh, you make the Rice Krispie treats with the original Peeps rather than marshmallow cream?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you mean you don't have to every time, but for Easter, that's a fun thing to do. And they come out different colors because they got the creamy the little sparkly sugar stuff on top of the Peeps, and that bleeds into the Rice Krispie treat, so it makes it colorful, fun, and delicious.
You are right. It was the birthday cake ones that really I went, okay, I got to give it up for Peeps. Now I haven't tried the Rice Krispie treat Peeps, not the ones where you make them at home like you're talking about. So you're telling me there's a Peeps with Rice Krispies?
Yes.
As well.
Yeah, it doesn't have Rice Krispies in it. It's Rice Krispie treat flavored marshmallow Peeps. So it's got snack, crackle, and pop on the front of it, and they're promoting that it tastes like a Rice Krispie treat, but it's actually a marshmallow chick.
And you say it's good.
They're delicious. Yes.
Because I'm down with Rice Krispie treats. I don't do any baking, but I make my own Rice Krispie treats occasionally. And in fact, just the other day, I picked up at the store I've had it before, the Rice Krispie treats ice cream, which is just so good. It's like cookie dough ice cream, except instead of cookie dough, it's Rice Krispie treats. That are in there.
I'm gonna look for that too. Thank you.
Since Kyle's our expert, you got three choices. Head first, tail first, no preference. How do you eat your Peeps?
Head first. I bite the eyes off. Because the eyes have like a little candy coating on them.
So you bite the eyes off and then you chomp the head?
Yeah. Pick the eyes off of the Peep. It's a little I wouldn't say demonic because I'm not a demon, but you know. It seems a little out there, but they have the little I don't know, it's a sugar form of some sort, candied version. And I bite the eyes off because I like to crunch the eyes, and then I go for the head, the body, the tail.
Okay. It's not like you're getting some form of deranged pleasure, feeling like you're blinding the Peep.
No.
Which is not, in fact, alive or anything.
No.
So it's head first. And that is, by the way, the overwhelming answer according to that survey. Yes, this is what we're doing in America at a time when we're bombing Iran, we can't afford gasoline, and everything else we're angry about. We're asking people, how do you eat Peeps? Because, hey, you got to have some joy in your life. And Easter Sunday, so 2/3 of people say they eat their Peeps head first. 13% like the butt, they eat the tail of the Peep first. And 16% said, I don't care, I just eat them.
Yeah, I just pop the whole thing in my mouth sometimes too.
Whole thing?
Yeah. Not like you get 5 of them, and one of them will fit in your mouth. You can chew it up. Yeah, not a problem. Might be a little bit of a mouthful. So the other thing, and sorry that the whole Easter pile and the holiday pile, it's all about Peeps today for some reason. The way this story is written drives me nuts. It's a personal thing, sorry, but that's what we do on the show. We air our personal grievances because it violates a rule. It's not just a broadcasting rule, but it violates a rule. Because the first thing that they start this article with, it was on mentalfloss.com, but it was picked up by the AP and everybody else. They open with a question, which is death. You don't do that. They say, ever wonder how your Easter candy preferences compare to the rest of your state? No, I don't. And so I click out of your article. This is what I used to always teach people in radio. Don't start your commercial that you're recording with a question. Hey, do you have a bunch of junk that you need removed? Well, if the person listening doesn't, they go no, and they change the station. It's just stupid. No, I've never sat around and thought, gee, is everyone else in the state that I live in eating the same type of candy? Okay, got that off my chest.
Inner Body Research has identified the most popular treats in each state for 2026 when it comes to Easter, and at the top of the list are Peeps.
Yep. They're in every Easter basket, man.
17 states, including Nevada, say Peeps are their favorite. Not just, I mean, I'm sure some are doing the whole, well, it's just tradition thing, but they're saying it's their favorite candy for Easter. So that's their big winner, 17 of them across the country, including Nevada, went with Peeps.
I definitely think it's a decoration, a piece. You know, like you put them in the basket. It's like it's very Eastery. You put them like out on your table, stuff like that, and it's Eastery. But taste wise, I'm gonna put thumbs down.
Oh,
Yeah, no, and see, if they're answering using your logic, then they're cheating. They're not following the rules of the survey because they're supposed to be saying their candy favorites for Easter. I agree with you. If for some reason I was decorating for Easter, which I don't do, and I don't have kids or whatever, of course Peeps would be around. They're part of the holiday. I wouldn't eat them. They'd go off into the garbage, or they'd go to Kyle.
Oh, thank you. Yes. You know what? I'll admit right now, they are not my favorite Easter candy. They are good and delicious, but the Starburst jelly beans reign supreme.
That's not
You got
an Easter
Starburst
thing,
jelly
though,
beans.
right?
Yeah. Starburst jelly bean.
jelly beans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aren't they coming out around Easter? Is that the
Yeah,
only
I
time they
think
do
they
them, or do
are.
they do them all the time?
No. Well, I don't know if they're around all the time, but they're a big Easter because
Yeah.
Peeps are around all the time now.
That's
They're
true.
like
And-
Easter eggs. That's what they're eggs. They're little eggs.
Yeah.
And Starburst jelly beans are second by state. So
Are they
17 states said Peeps were their favorite. 7 states went with the Starburst jelly beans.
Dude, they're so good. Oh.
The Reese's eggs. Is
Yeah.
that specifically what
That's
you're
what I
saying,
said.
Jeff?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
my favorite.
3 states. Only 3 states. Those
states.
things are great.
Those are good. Those are my close, like,
Reese's
third
needs
place.
to get some advertising dollars out to more states. I think that's what it is because they are like super addicting. We used to fight over them as kids.
Well, and Reese's, there's such a stupid story that's out there about how they changed their formula, and then the grandson of the Reese's guy has been bitching about their formula, and now they're going back to the old formula. So they need some positive press.
Is this
Uh,
recently?
Yeah, this is all
Oh.
right now. Like
Oh,
right now.
man. Okay, I'm going to look at
Unfortunately,
that.
it's kind of flying under the radar because there's other crap in the news.
Change the
Okay,
recipe. Okay.
Okay, so Peeps in 17 states is their favorite. 7 states say, given those Starburst jelly beans. 3 states say Reese's eggs. Swedish fish are the favorite in 5 eggs.
yeah. Oh, I
For
get
5
those
states.
a lot. Oh, I love the Swedish fish. They taste like fruit punch candy.
I know, it seems lazy to me. I don't know. I don't not like them, but to say they're my favorite Easter candy?
Yeah, they're with the fish. Oh, I guess it's Christian based. You know, Jesus and the fish with the Christian fish. Maybe those are for the Christian families.
That makes
I
sense.
hadn't thought of that. Let me see here. Let me see if it's a bunch of Bible belts. Well, no, Connecticut said Swedish fish.
Oh,
Iowa.
yeah. No, not so
New
much.
York. Swedish fish. Oregon.
Interesting.
Oh, God. So yeah, I don't know. All over the place. And then wait, what's the other one? There's the other one. Okay. So we haven't mentioned California yet, and actually third on the list behind the Starburst jelly beans, Jordan almonds are the favorite in 6 states. All these political differences and divides. 3 of the 6 states that love Jordan almonds are the 3 states that all hate each other: California, Texas, and Florida. So we can come together over Jordan almonds. They're
I don't
just
even know
candied
what-
almonds, right?
I've never had Jordan almonds. I can't even say what the brand looks like. Huh?
We're-
No,
yeah,
they're just they have a the candy coating like similar to M&Ms, but they're not chocolate, right? There's just an almond inside. I think.
Yeah, maybe. I
I've
haven't
had
had
them.
them.
They're pretty good.
Are they?
Yeah. I mean, I think that like here in Sacramento, I think Blue Diamond and then Planters is like the dominant thing that you see out in grocery stores. But they're good too.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a box of the Blue Diamond honey roasted in my Easter basket. Hint, hint.
Well, and that goes to the Jordan almonds for Easter. My understanding is they do them in the pastel colors, but it's just an almond, right? It's not like flavored or anything, like the Blue Diamond, like Smokehouse or whatever.
Yeah.
Now I need to go get some damn Blue Diamond. Right? That's all they are.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. They just promote on Easter, I guess. I don't know.
Other candies that were mentioned in Delaware, Pez is their favorite Easter candy.
Yeah, I haven't had a Pez in a while. I've got my Kiss Pez right here, though. Maybe one day I'll break into it. can't open the package, but they're the Pez candies. I forgot how good those were.
No, you're not. You can't break into your Kiss Pez. No, that's a collector's item. It's in a box.
Collector's edition, limited edition too. Oh,
It's not like Pez is hard to find.
I know, but they're right here right now. Where they got cherry, orange, grape, strawberry. Oh, the grape was good. Oh yeah. All right.
They taste the same. It's like bubble gum we used to get in our Topps baseball cards. They're going to taste the same. Pez always tasted like it was 10 years old when you got it anyway. So just go find some. Cadbury's really fallen off the map. They were only mentioned in like 3 states. Like that was it. You know, the bunny and the hatching of the egg. And now they've just fallen by their way. Did they change or did they just lost their way?
You know, I don't know, because when I go to the grocery store lately, you see the Cadbury eggs up at the front, and I've noticed this last week they're usually pretty picked apart. The displays are.
I'm a little ignorant. Is it like, are they chocolate eggs?
Yeah, they're chocolate eggs filled with cream filling.
Okay,
Some of them have caramel too.
Okay.
Yeah, they've
You get different
expanded, but I think
I
that's
know they're popular.
And they have mini eggs now too. Same idea. If you want to pop them in. Well, they've always been popular, but they just seem to maybe they haven't kept up with the trend of the flavoring. Like we need the Cadbury pickle egg or something.
No pickling those.
No.
America's Radcast, only on the radnetwork.com.
We got a couple emails here. Radcast at the radnetwork.com. First one is from Tara.
What up, Tara? How do you
Spelled wrong if you're a human.
how do you spell it that wrong?
Spells it right. It's like terracotta.
Oh,
Terracotta. Tara.
Okay.
Says, I love the show. I love the content. Compliments all around. I've been enjoying the topics, and I'm a loyal P1 listener. Well, thank you, Tara. We appreciate that. Also got this note from Matthew.
Hi, Matt.
Says, hey, congrats on your first week back. I'm looking forward to this new version of the show. Hope to see some guests on soon. Yes. I don't even want to start mentioning. We have some old friends lined up. We have some very new exciting guests lined up. You will see them soon. They will be on. They will be joining us very soon. And we're having one of our little technical glitches if you're watching us. So you get to see Kyle and
Hi.
me. Look at that. Full screen Kyle.
Yeah. Look, we'll pretend you're talking out of this Kyle right here, the little South Park icon I have. That's you.
Wait, is that Cartman?
No, it's Kyle.
Oh, it's Kyle.
It's Kyle. That's why he's sitting on my desk.
Super tiny right now on my screen.
Oh.
And I knew it wasn't Cartman, and I was trying to think, who is that?
No, yep, I got Kyle plushie, courtesy of my sister. She gave me that in my stocking for Christmas, and now it's a perfect desk ornament.
Just this past Christmas?
Yeah.
All right, so what do we got? Oh, we have health and morning trends, mostly thanks to social media here. So we got a new trend on TikTok. Says you should start drinking water first thing in the morning before you even sip on coffee. True? I don't know.
I feel better when I do it.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely do. Because with coffee, you get a little bit of that upset stomach feeling right off the bat. Maybe it's just me because I had cream in it. But yeah, if I drink, so what I do is I have water by my bed at night in case, you wake up when you're thirsty. And usually I just chug the rest of that water first thing in the morning, and I feel a lot better. You consume lots of water, don't you? Don't you feel a lot better?
You got me on a technicality there because when I start my day now, and this has been for the last many years, when I get up, I have coffee. But you're right. I always have that glass of water next to me, and I put a lot of ice in it at night, so it's still ice cold. So when I wake up, I do actually take a few gulps of water to start the day. Because I was thinking, oh, this is stupid. I go to coffee. Anyways, the claim is, and Kyle, you touched on a few of them, drinking water as soon as you wake up promotes better hydration and cortisol regulation and helps you replenish the fluids that you lost while sleeping. Plus, coffee has a mild diuretic effect, which can worsen dehydration first thing in the morning. Okay, that's all science. I got it. However, doctors and registered dietitians have weighed in and said, actually, it doesn't really matter which one you drink as long as you're drinking both and within pretty close proximity to each other. In other words, if you don't drink an excessive amount of coffee, like you have 5 cups of coffee back to back, no water, that's bad, okay? And also that you do eventually get your 8 or more cups of water throughout the day, because experts do agree that drinking water in the morning is a healthy habit. It hydrates you, it kickstarts your daily water intake, etc. So some form, I guess what they're saying is make sure you get water within the first hour that you wake up, whether you have coffee or not.
Okay. Nope. Does it jumpstart your immune system a little bit too?
Yeah, it does. Look, water is. Look, we're like, what aren't our bodies like
98%.
70% water or
Oh.
98% water or something like that? It's some high number of percentage of water that we are already. Look, water, and I know a lot of people, it doesn't taste like anything. Well, yeah, it does. It tastes like water.
Yeah, Fiji water is my favorite, man. That is the best tasting water on this planet, in my opinion.
I saw another study, and I didn't print it out either, but it said that carbonated water first thing in the morning adds even extra benefits. So like just a little bit. You don't want to get too much phosphorus or phosphates or whatever it is, but the bubbles, the carbonation jumps. Look, just do whatever feels good, I guess. But the coffee dehydration thing, that's real. All right, next up, health morning online tips. According to longevity experts, which that sounded made up to me, so I had to look up what that is. It's a thing. A medical professional, so they are accredited humans, medical professionals or scientists who are focused on promoting healthy aging by optimizing well-being, slowing the biological aging process, preventing or treating age-related diseases through personalized plans and advanced diagnostics. So in other words, these guys would hate me because I do everything wrong, because my personal belief, and ultimately that's what it comes down to, right, is it's your body and whatever you think. I think this is all genetic stuff. And that we're out thinking ourselves, because I eat red meat probably 5-6 days a week. Oh my God, you're gonna get colon cancer, which happens to run in your family. Well, okay, if I do, I do. But that's what they're doing. They're trying to tell you how to feel better, look better, eat better, and a lot of this is about your morning routine in this thing that's gone viral. So they say if you rolled out of bed today and made coffee, you're skipping potentially 6 other important steps to a good morning routine. So coffee's good. Keep the coffee, they say. More and more research shows it's good for us in moderation, like everything else. Not only does it kind of get your brain flowing, opens up your blood vessels, but it also promotes good bacteria in your gut. And if you don't want the caffeine, it still works. Takes away a little bit of the brain opening thing, but whatever. Here's what else we already talked about. Drink some water. Glass of water. Hydrating right away sets you up for that. These are morning routines that'll set you up to maybe live to be 100. No, thank you, but okay.
Yeah, who wants to live to be 100 and get to watch all your family and relatives pass away? That's got, yeah, no thanks.
Well, and also in this society, I don't know if I can do another 50 years. It's like, we were on the Rob and Steve Sports Show the other day, which is 11 to 1 on the radnetwork.com, and Steve was talking about this guy. He's a phenom in the NBA basketball, blah blah blah. But his name is Victor Wembanyama. And he's lighting the place on fire. And Steve made the point of, hey, if he stays healthy, this guy could, and he lives a full career of 20 plus years, he could be maybe in the conversation of greatest of all time. And I'm sitting here going, wow, I may or may not live to see that. You start to get to a point where you start to go, if it actually goes this long, or if it goes to, I shouldn't genetically be dead in my mid-70s, but who knows? Yeah. But there's other things that come along where they start telling you things are going to happen like in 20, 60, and you start doing the math going, well, that's, what is that, like 30 years from now?
Yeah, you'll be 80.
If I'm even here, I don't even know if I'll be around. But yes, this is all designed around the idea of you might live to be 100. Although lifespans are already dramatically expanding, and then you get AI involved, and Christ, we might be living to be 150 soon. So you have some coffee, you have some water, then eat a nutrient-dense breakfast. That's things like yogurt, oatmeal, berries, and nuts. Just fiber and protein. Protein, here we go again.
Yep.
Well, too bad. I have toast, and then I have hard-boiled eggs or raw eggs. Yep. That's what I have. Well, there's your protein.
I like the raw eggs. I'm good with the yogurt first in the morning just for the gut bacteria thing. I used to do the raw eggs and the we were talking about this earlier in the week, the sauerkraut, the raw sauerkraut, and that was good. Or the raw kimchi. So once in a while I get that, but I still have it in the fridge. It's probably old. I got to throw that one out and get a new one.
But would you do that first thing in the morning?
Yeah, because it's good for your gut bacteria. So like the water first thing, and then after I drink the water, I go get the coffee boiling because I have a French press. I don't even have a coffee maker. So I get the water boiling, take my shower, and then I knock out the raw eggs and the kimchi or the raw sauerkraut, and then I make the coffee, and the day's good to go.
That was from our most recent episode. Today's Live America's Radcast is coming up on the radnetwork.com.
The first time Corey walked into my home, I came around the corner, extended my right hand to shake it, and said to him, "Wow, you're big." And that would be Corey from quickdumpsters.com. Quick is spelled wrong intentionally. Quick, Q-U-I-K dumpsters.com. That's quickdumpsters.com. Corey's yet another maggot launching his own locally owned and operated business, and boy, did I need him, and really we all do. Things pile up, you get frustrated, you keep saying, "We need to make a dump run." Pretty soon it's more than a dump run, and now you need to rent a truck or have one of those ugly upside-down box cars parked in front of your house that you fill up yourself. Or, you do like I did, you call Corey at quickdumpsters.com. In my case, my house had fallen into complete disarray as my late wife Christina had lost her 2-year battle with congestive heart failure, and amongst the many things left were gathering her things and finding what to donate, what had to just go in that pile of stuff where we were both going, why did we ever buy this? And it all could have been so overwhelming had Corey not just walked in, taken charge, and removed dozens of boxes of total junk, unusable dog kennels, desks that were falling apart, a worthless old smoker that couldn't be fixed, bag after bag of crap, and I can't remember what else. He was quick, spelled wrong, Q-U-I-K, quiet, and clean. Well, he wasn't clean. I mean, he was. But I'm not commenting on his hygiene. I meant that his work was clean. He swept everything when he was done, and the house looked like he'd never even been there. Corey's the real deal, and I couldn't be more proud and happy to call him a brand new advertiser. His story's incredible, his dedication unmatched, and his motivation to succeed larger than he is, and that's saying something. Quotes are free. You don't even have to have them over to your house. Just send him some pics or videos, and you'll get your price, schedule your day and time, and watch someone else get that junk out of your house. Go to quickdumpsters.com. Quick, Q-U-I-K, dumpsters.com. Quick, Q-U-I-K, dumpsters.com.
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right after America's Radcast, Rob decides he has more to say about the subjects that truly matter. Like how sexual role play is an instant indicator that you are destined for either the Catholic priesthood or the next Epstein Island. Or why adults who use ketchup shouldn't be allowed to vote, drive, or reproduce. And the fact that he supports instant gender reassignment surgery for any man who doesn't like sports. Ah, yes, the stuff that really matters. Rob's Soapbox. It's for people who feel superior, and they just need it explained to them why. Listen or watch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning right after America's Radcast, only at the radnetwork.com.
If you've never heard of microseal, let me tell you what it isn't. It is not a really small marine mammal. Get it? A microseal? Oh, fine, just ask AI. AI describes MicroSeal this way with a bunch of AI words. MicroSeal is a premium, eco-friendly, and biodegradable fabric protection spray that penetrates deep into fibers to provide permanent stain, soil, and sun fade resistance for rugs, furniture, and delicate fabrics. It uses nanotechno blah 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 and blue 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 blue. What AI is trying to say is that MicroSeal is non-toxic, non-allergenic, safe for pets and children, and, although AI doesn't say this, it should, you need to contact longtime maggot Joel from AdvantageSteam.com right now to get him to apply MicroSeal for you. You can even make appointments online at AdvantageSteam.com. We've had MicroSeal for years at Williams Manor, and it treats a lot more than carpets. MicroSeal protects virtually all fibrous materials, including wool, cotton, silk, suede, leather, and synthetic fabrics. It protects upholstery, carpets, rugs, draperies, and clothing, including wedding dresses. And ladies, you're going to need what? 3 or 4 of those in your lifetime. And it protects against stains, moisture, and UV degradation without changing the texture. Also, if you're an interior designer, Joel has a special program just for you, and all you have to do is say the password, which is what? What? There's no password, I guess. Never mind. Whoever you are, contact Joel at AdvantageSteam.com. And if you're an interior designer, tell him, I guess. I don't know. That's AdvantageSteam.com, where you'll learn more about MicroSeal and everything else that Joel offers at AdvantageSteam.com. That's AdvantageSteam.com. AdvantageSteam.com.
This is America's Radcast. Call the show anytime at 888-587-5355 or email the show radcast at theradnetwork.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rob,
I hear, Jeff, that you had in fact researched the issue of pooping in outer space.
Kyle,
Marshmallows, they're candy. They're delicious. How can it be gross?
America's Radcast.
We'll begin with this email. Came into Radcast at radnetwork.com. It is from Zachary.
What up, Zach?
Wrote in over the weekend, said I was on a 4-day weekend for Easter, so me and the wife got caught up on YouTube on your show in our home theater.
Oh, a theater. Oh, was there popcorn and soda and slushies? Ooh.
See, now, this is the difference here. Kyle right away wants to know about the accoutrements of the home theater.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how they enjoy the experience of watching our show in the home theater.
Well, see, it ties in because then they get the snacks and the full experience of enjoying our show and having delicious food, experiencing the whole thing. It's perfect.
Kyle says, or Zachary says rather, you guys look and sound so perfect. Rob and the Rad fam, thank you so much for bringing our show back that we love so much. It's truly appreciated. Thank you, Zachary. That's always great to hear.
Yeah, thank you.
You can go to the radnetwork.com anytime, and you go to the YouTube channel, you subscribe, you can watch us like Zach and his wife did on your own time. And thank you all for listening or watching wherever you are, whenever you are. Now, so you get an email like that from Zachary, and like, great, on a home theater.
Yeah.
We look great. We sound great. They're glad we're back. And then same weekend,
Uh-oh.
we get this from Radcast at theradnetwork.com from Alan.
Oh, hi, Alan. Maybe.
We've been asking for input, much appreciated. I'm not sure this is the kind of input that's helpful, but he says, hey, Rob, it has been so nice to see you back in the chair. You look great. It makes me so happy to hear you again, and I love what you have done for the Maggot Army. Maggot is spelled wrong. Technically, he spelled Magette.
A magette. What's a magette? Is that like a machete? Is that the French version of them?
I checked. It's not a word.
Oh,
it's just wrong.
Got it. Okay.
I have never criticized the show. So, I mean this with the utmost respect. Fine. I'm ready. Here we go. The show is so hard to listen to when everyone is not in the same room. Is there any way that you guys can try and do a show in the same room? I feel like it would make a huge difference. I want your show to blow everyone's doors off. Here's the problem with this type of criticism. A, you're not offering any specifics. And your solution is put us in the same room, because Kyle and Jeff are down at our flagship studio in Midtown, and I'm in my home studio. What is making it so hard to listen to by us being in remote places, which is how everybody is doing everything all the time now? You watch the various shows on ESPN, you watch cable news, people aren't in the same rooms at all. And we on this show we've done segments with Steve Mickelson from the Rob and Steve Sports Show. We're doing that show from different rooms every day from 11 to 1. So what specifically is making it hard that we're not in the same room, Alan?
Yeah,
I don't need. Yeah, sure. I was just gonna say before you go, Kyle, and then you can go. This is like one of those things where it's fun when we're doing like surveys or stories where we have to make things up and guess. Making us guess why it's hard for you to watch is not going to be helpful because I don't know if we're addressing your issues. But what were you going to say, Kyle?
I was going to say, Alan reminds me of what I like to call these people as a couch coach. They offer their input, but don't have any advice to fix the problem. Like, it'd be nice if Alan was like, hey, it's hard to hear you guys. You know, if you guys are in the same room, here's something I would do. Maybe I have some experience in this field, and he lists out what we could possibly do, but he doesn't do that.
I would suggest you're 75% correct. He has a solution. Put us all in the same room. Doesn't explain what that solves or why, but that's his solution. He doesn't tell us what the problem is. He didn't even come forward and say, hey, because what you're describing to me more as a boss is somebody walks in the office and says, hey, this sucks, or this blows, or this isn't working, and then they walk out. It's like, don't come to me with problems, come to me with solutions. He's not doing that.
Nope.
He's coming to us with a solution for a problem he hasn't defined. All he said is it's hard to listen to. Backwards and what's the score you used to get? I don't know if you ever got these, Kyle, because you're much younger than I am. In school, you'd get an incomplete or a U, like unsatisfactory or whatever. That's what I'm giving him as a grade.
Perfect.
There's nothing there. All right. Welcome to the show, Jeff. Is Jeff here? Is Jeff around?
He's here.
Yeah, I'm
Hi,
here.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just so everybody can hear all three voices and such. If you're bored with us already, B, couple options for you. You can. I don't know if it's C-SPAN or you got to go online, but if you want to watch the White House Easter egg roll, it's happening live right now.
Right now?
Right now.
Easter was yesterday.
I know.
What?
Now, this is not as dumb as when the president of the United States, whoever it is, pardons turkeys the day before Thanksgiving, which is a complete waste of the most powerful person in the world's time and energy. It's so stupid. This is close, though. It is traditionally the day after Easter. I don't know why they can't do it on Good Friday. Maybe that's why. Good Friday is too religious. So, and people are doing other things, looking for the J-man. So they do it on the Monday after Easter. And it started 12 minutes ago. And we got a bunch of families with children who are under 13 that were selected through an online lottery. And they joined President Trump and Moose and Squirrel Woman, Melania, and the staff of the White House, and they're on the South Lawn, and they go around and they run around and they pick up eggs and junk, there's
it's a Monday
30,000
though.
live eggs this year.
Why are these kids not in school? Yesterday was Easter. They should have done the
spring
Easter.
break.
Spring break's over after Easter. You go back to school after Easter.
Most people are on
Now,
break this week.
Couple comments. A, we don't know if they vetted these family. Are these children on spring break? B, as I mentioned last week, spring break now is like between the beginning of March and the end of April. Like, depending on where you are, nobody's on spring break this week, or everybody's on spring break, or most people are on spring break. So I don't know. And you know what it would be, Kyle? It's a learning experience. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. They can miss school for a couple days to go to the White House.
No, our kids are dumb enough already in this country, all right? We don't need to be missing school days to go hunt Easter eggs at the White House. No, they should be on top of it, making these kids go to school. They want to do this crap, do it on a Sunday.
Well, they're not going to do it on Easter Sunday. That's the family day or whatever.
Yeah, family can have a trip to the White House. How cool is that? You get to post that on your Instagram. All the other families going to be jealous. You're doing it the day after Easter. Makes no sense.
I do love this show in the sense of not only on the air but off the air thing. So everybody's still working all the time, all day, every day, behind the scenes, et cetera, including weekends. And so Jeff had this vast plan for everything was going to get done, and he just completely nailed where like some of our heads are at. Sunday morning, I get a text from Jeff. Oh, hey, I forgot it was Easter. I got a couple family events I got to do. I'm like, that is so on brand for us right now. It's like, oh yeah, I got to do a breakfast. I got to do a lunch. I'm like, yeah, okay. I hadn't even thought of it till we woke up.
I feel like I knew that it existed, and I made plans. Like I had to make a reservation for breakfast with my family, so I knew it existed. But for some reason, as we were doing all our task lists and knocking things out, I was like, "Whoa, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time for this or that." But we got a lot done.
So when this Easter egg roll is done, and by the way, I don't even know what happens when all these kids gather up these eggs, but when it's done, all of the families will receive a wooden egg you get to take home.
Ooh,
It is
wood.
you put it on your mantle. It's the
Is it
official.
something fancy like I don't know what's a fancy wood like cherry wood, oak,
Yeah, they don't say. That's a great question. Mahogany.
Yeah.
They just say it's a wooden egg.
plywood?
It is the official. It's wood left over from Trump tearing down the White House to build his ballroom. Just some scraps. It is the official 2026 White House Easter egg set, courtesy of the White House, and each egg is imprinted with the signatures of the president and the first lady.
Do we know what is it? Just eggs they get, like normal eggs, like hard-boiled eggs, which is like what I remember when I was younger. But nowadays, I feel like they're all like plastic now, and they got like goodies inside, candy, money, stuff like
What
that.
the
I see
hell's
that a
an
lot
Easter
now.
egg roll even? Like, what are you doing? You rolling them down a hill, or are you? It's not an Easter egg hunt. What's an Easter egg roll? They rolling them into blunts? What's happening?
I hope not. I don't know. What I do know is that it's news that there are 30,000 real eggs this year, which seems dangerous for children under 13 to be picking up.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they get with these synthetic eggs, if anything. I suppose if I cared enough, I could have researched it for you, and I apologize. I just know all the families get that plywood egg that they get to take home. So if that isn't compelling, and we aren't compelling, the other thing you could do, if you're on the Western time zone, you can go click over to the Today Show. This all happened 3 hours ago, but today is the day that Savannah Guthrie is back after the disappearance of her mother. I don't want to make it a thing. We haven't talked about it or anything. I just I got a little oversaturated with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. None of the story made sense, and it just felt to me like the only reason this woman is getting so much attention while plenty of other people are disappearing is she's Savannah Guthrie's mom. And they never found Nancy. They still haven't. What is it, 84? Oh, no, she's 84. I don't know how long she's been missing.
She's been
2
84
months.
and she's missing.
Well, and also at the there's a whole bunch of layers to the story, and one of them, when this story first broke, was that at 84, like most people in their 80s, she has prescription medication that if she doesn't take, she'll die within a few days, kind of thing. I don't know what it was, heart medication, whatever. And it's like, well, it's been 2 months now. What are they getting it refilled? Are they going to Walgreens, whoever kidnapped her or whatever the theory? Anyways, Savannah's back on the Today Show. So there you go. Those are your choices: Savannah Guthrie, White House Easter egg roll, or us. With that, most of you are still here. Allow me a moment, if you will. I'm sporting one of my U.S. Army pullover, little quarter zip, not stolen valor. Nowhere on it does it say that I'm a veteran or that I served. My wife did, and this is it's like wearing a jersey, right, of your favorite team. That's all it is. You're not claiming you play for the 49ers when you wear a jersey. If my wife hadn't come into my life, it would just be a military shirt or an American shirt. But once you're in it, you know that the rumors are true. All the branches make fun of each other, even though they're all on the same team. And so you got to go Team Army if your wife served for 12 years, as Christina did. And my point of bringing this up is endlessly I'm talking to people all the time who even if you're doing okay right now, they ultimately get to the can we just get some good news? Like, we're so oversaturated with negativity everywhere. And I know we've always felt that way, but it's more now. And you can't escape. Even if you're doing pretty good right now, gas prices, grocery prices, you go out to dinner, at some point, you're like, oh my God. And God forbid you turn on the news. And that's always been true. The if it bleeds, it leads thing. Every city in America that has local news, they've all had that local news channel that tries. We're going to be positive. We're going to bring you the positive news. And then in 3 months, they have no ratings and everybody's fired because we don't tune in the news to see the squirrel on water skis. We tune into it to see what's going on and what's bad and all that. So, but it seems like it's really, really overpowering people right now. So I thought I would bring you what should be some goddamn good neus.
Excellent.
You
Wow.
just
All right.
pull your head out of your ass and stop worrying about the why and the who. There's a reason today. It doesn't affect us, any of us, really directly. But there is a reason to feel a little bit of pride in your country. It doesn't matter now, or in my opinion, it doesn't matter now or ever. The why or the who orders our troops into harm's way, in the sense of you still support the troops, the men and women that have just been ordered there to do the job. If they've been ordered to do a job that you completely disagree with, I understand that, but you're not against them, are you? They're just there to do the thing. You didn't have to agree that we should have gone after Afghanistan or go into Iraq or deal with Syria, and certainly what has been done with Iran over the last month. Fine. But I would hope you're not sitting there when you hear a report, what are we up to now in America? Is it 13 lives lost, hundreds wounded? And you're like, yeah, good. That's what they get. They're just doing their job. And what they signed up for, what they volunteered for, that the rest of us are like, no, thank you. And I've been like this by my entire adult life. It has nothing to do with marrying a combat vet. I come from a family of, I'm the only one that has never served anything. I'm like the cowardly black sheep of the family. So I've always held this view. And I've never understood people that are anti the actual people that are doing the gig. So if you can separate yourself and go, everybody's a human, everybody's a son or a daughter. A lot of them are a brother or a sister. Many are parents. We had a story on Friday of one of our, I'm Team America, regardless of whether I agree with what's being done or why it's being done. America had a jet, an F-15 jet that was shot down in Iran on Friday. We're using the F-15s primarily to shoot down Iranian drones and cruise missiles, although they can do surface, or not surface, but air-to-surface strikes. They use the laser and the GPS munitions. Just watch Top Gun Maverick. It spells out how all this works. It's kind of like last week how we were getting all of our knowledge on this show about outer space through movies. You want to know about the military, watch some movies. Now, this F-15 has two crew members. Again, watch Top Gun. The pilot, and then there's the weapons system guy. They call him or her the Wizzo. That's the one in the back of the plane. So our plane gets shot down. The pilot, he ejected. He was recovered. Meanwhile, the Wizzo, a colonel, was behind. He ejected and found himself behind enemy lines in Iran, treacherous mountain region, and Iran's hunting for him. They put a bounty out on him. If you don't pay attention to the news, when countries like Iran get a hold of an American service member, especially a colonel, a lot of brass, they're going to parade him up and down the streets to show their citizens, look how stronger we are than the United States, and who knows what else they're going to do to him after they parade him through the streets. So he ejected, he hits the ground, makes the ejection, which is a brutal process on the body, gathers up his parachute, conceals that, and he's trained. They're all trained. Get your beacon on. Beep, 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 beep. Because at that point, CENTCOM, everybody, they're all looking for him. Did he make it? Did he make the fall? Did he make the drop? Where is he? Is he moving? And get to high ground. Conceal himself. Try to establish communications. He spent more than 24 hours on his own. He hid in the mountains. He hiked up a 7,000-foot ridge line.
Holy crap.
To get to this crevice where he could essentially hide.
What a badass, dude. Wow. Okay.
Right? I mean, this is the thing. This is the thing. Christ, you don't even have to be impressed with what they do, but to root against them is the thing that I would never understand. And late Saturday night, our time, the U.S. rescued the missing crew member of the F-15. An extraordinary process, by the way, for the United States in terms of deploying a huge combat search and rescue mission in southern Iran. They had to first find him, confirm he was alone, make sure they weren't going to walk into an ambush, and then actually get the rescue teams in, of course, ultimately SEAL Team 6, who will forever be infamous in many of our lifetimes for taking out Obama. I hope Jesus, Osama bin Laden, under the orders of Obama, and sending in a variety of hundreds of troops. Ultimately, were in this mission, including the CIA, who played a crucial role by tracking the airman and passing his exact location on to the Pentagon. Israel was involved. Allies were involved with all of their intelligence. The CIA ultimately created this distraction, a deception campaign inside Iran to get Iran to go, oh, we have to go over here. And then ultimately the president had to make the call, go get him, going back to Obama. It's like Obama had to have the courage to say, go get Osama bin Laden, even though it was a harrowing plan. Of course, some moron in the room named Joe Biden said, don't do it. Obama did it. We got Osama. I don't know that anyone was telling Trump not to do it, but he did it, and the airman is safe. He is described as being in stable condition. He had some critical injuries, but he's stable. They flew him out to Kuwait, where we have a base, and we'll find out more as it goes. This is something to be celebrated. This is good news. This is what you wanted. This guy who's up there doing his job has to eject, has to find himself in Iran behind enemy lines, hike up 7,000 feet, and then sit there and wait and hope that they come get him. And many people over the weekend, across all levels of media, not a conservative thing, not a liberal thing, and they had tons of people from around the world on saying there's only one country on the planet that could have pulled this off, the United States of America. There's some good out there still. You might hate that we're there. That's okay. We have a right, we have an obligation to do that. We're a military that is commanded by civilians. Some have served in the past, very few recently. But the commander-in-chief is a civilian, whoever it is. As civilians, we of course have every right to say, I don't like what we're doing over there. But to not just stand back in awe of this story, I don't get it. I really don't. I was watching Saturday night when the news broke. It was late, like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And it made me, I was relieved. And I was proud and happy the next day. And I'm missing why, if you heard the story, why you didn't feel that. And if you're hearing it for the first time right now, why you don't feel that. I don't get it, man.
No. Now, I've got such an emotional tie to the military as well. I've got brothers and sisters currently serving. My dad served, grandpa served. I'm similar to you, Rob. Similar, like, I'm kind of the black sheep. I'm like one of the only ones who didn't go in the family to the military. Thought about it. My mom said it was too dangerous. The Iraq War was going on at that time. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. I do have a possibility of dying. And I chickened out. It's like, college it is. But
my mom used, oh, go, sorry.
Oh, no, go for it.
Oh, no, I said my mom just used to like hang up on recruiters. And she was, I've never seen my mom be aggressive. And she would be aggressive towards people who would call in and say, you know, go and talk to blah, blah, blah. And no, it's really funny she felt the same way. She's like, no, it's not. You're not going to do that. You're going to go to college.
There's nothing wrong with that either. The idea of, Kyle, you're right. Oh yeah, I might die. Exactly. And if that's like a thought in your mind, is that the person that we want putting on the uniform? Sure, of course they try to train that out of you. But is that the one we want stepping up and saying, I'll go? Is that the one we want walking out of their door to be a cop every night? It's a different mindset. These guys, these men and women who right after 9/11 said, I'll go. They're financial planners. They're NFL players. They go, I'll go.
No.
My wife, who was 10 when 9/11 happened, came from a military family and said, I'll go. And she got in when she was 17. That's who we want doing this. And
Right.
It's fine that we didn't serve and that our moms were hanging up on recruiters. And my mom used to always threaten as I was getting close to that 18-year-old age, she was going to put me on a plane to Canada. I'm like, I don't want to go to Canada.
Right.
What do I know at 16 or whatever? Same idea. Moms and mama bears and all that, even though we were a family of military service. So, Kyle, you have brothers and sisters who are currently serving?
That's correct. Yeah, they're step siblings. So my mom's side of the family, her current husband, his children are the ones that are currently serving. I've got one in the Marines, and I've got one in the Air Force. The one in the Air Force is secretive. She can't even tell me what she does. I want to know if she knows about the aliens. I bet she does. The other one, he's a gunner in the Marines, so he gets up on the helicopters and shoots whatever targets he needs to shoot.
Now, do you have any reason to believe that they're any part of what's going on in Iran right now?
No, they haven't been recruited. He actually has a child, so he can't be flown overseas right now. I don't know how that all works, but he's stationed home, And then, of course, my stepsister, she's locked in a basement somewhere at the Air Force, and I don't even know where she's at right now. I don't even know her current location. She's that
the latter
secretive.
One could be, for all we know, part of this. Who knows?
Yeah.
And the first one, there's various exemptions, or they put you at the back of the line to actually deploy you for hardship reasons. Not that having a kid is a hardship, and I don't know if they have a different term for it, or whatever. But this is the kind of thing when I married Christina, I always knew could happen because she had already done her active duty combat veteran tour, but she was still in the reserves. And because she was in an elite unit and doing interrogations, stuff like this, we got the heads up more than once after I married her for the 30-day warning of, hey, you need to get ready. When you know you're going, they give you like it's either 48 or 72 hours. But when they give you the 30-day, they're like, yeah, we might be going to North Korea. I forget the 3 places, Syria and Afghanistan. Those were the 3 places that we got warnings while she was still serving. And it's part of the gig. And so it's a step way above people who are freaking out over will the draft come back, which there's no indication it will. When you actually have people like you do, Kyle, who are in and active, there can be a level of, I don't know, especially the female, the stepsister, because you don't know where the hell she is.
Nope. Don't know her location. She's not even allowed to tell me. Once in a while, I get a text from her, but that's about it. I mean, I respect everything. I respect the privacy of what she's got going on, too. So when she gets out, maybe we'll have a conversation. But until then, yeah, it's a little concerning.
Of course. Again, so I just bring that to you as I was hoping a piece of positive news or good news or something to make you feel a little bit good about a little bitty part of our country. One more note, I suppose, unrelated, kind of, sort of. Of course, Kyle, have you done the Alcatraz tour?
Oh, yeah. Back in 8th grade, man, we did a field trip out there. Oh, yep.
I grew up in the East Bay, so every time, right, family visited, because all of the family was on the East Coast. We gotta go to San Francisco. They had to see Pier 39 and Coit Tower. Coit Tower, I'm like, it's a big, round thing. Why are we here? And they all had to do Alcatraz. I don't know how many times they did that Alcatraz thing. Jeff, you did the Alcatraz thing?
No, I didn't. We went to Angel Island. Was our field trip. I think I went there twice, which is right by Alcatraz. But
what a tease!
Yeah,
you're right there.
Yeah.
What's on Angel Island?
It was like
It's
where
the
like
next exit.
yeah, it's like where like the immigrants came like in I don't know, a long time in early 1900s, like something like that.
I don't know how the Alcatraz tour has changed in the last couple decades since I did it, but they take you around and they show you the prison, then they lock you in the cell with all these idiots that you're taking the tour with, and you get to see what it's like. Clint Eastwood in the famous movie Escape from Alcatraz, et cetera, et cetera. And that's what it's been doing. It's been a tourist attraction since, 1963 when it shut down. You may remember last year-ish, President Trump said he wanted to reopen Alcatraz as a prison. It opened originally in 1934, held guys like Al Capone, like the worst of the worst, the maximum security prisons. And we have brutally advanced what we call supermax prisons in America. There's one in Colorado that gets highlighted a lot that just lock these MFers down. The drugs, the murderers, the serial killers, all those lovely humans. And then, they shut it down in 1963. All right, my history is still there. But Trump's been vocal about his desire to see Alcatraz, and he made it official over the weekend, where he made an official request to Congress for $150 million in funding to propose turning Alcatraz Island into a state-of-the-art secure prison facility.
Okay, all right. Oh.
I mean, I don't know.
Do we need it?
Is this a Trump gimmick, or is this a legit thing we need? I honestly, I'm ignorant on the subject.
He's gonna rename it for sure. It's gonna be called like Trumpocrats or something like that.
Trumpocrats.
Trumpocrats. Alca-Trump.
Alcatraz. There we go.
Gotta get his name on everything. He posted on True Social. That's his version of X or whatever we're calling all these things these days. Quote: "The reopening of Alcatraz will serve as a symbol of law, order, and justice. We will make America great again." How those two correlate, I don't know. In the end, the request was tucked into a proposed budget, something the White House does every year to fund the following year, 27 in this case. Usually these things are treated as suggestions, and that'll all come down to who does or doesn't win in 26, the Republicans, the Democrats, and whether we turn Alcatraz into an actual working maximum security prison again, or we just leave it for the tourists.
This seems like one of those. I think Shane Gillis had this phrase. I'm stealing it from him. Trump has a fifth grade ideas. You know, they're really good about changing the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. And I feel like this is just adding on to that list right here, reopening Alcatraz. It's like something, you know, all the kids go to field trips. I don't know about all of them, but, you know, the school I went to, we went to one of them, and it was highlighted. We learned about the history. It just seems like it ties in a little close to home with that statement that Shane Gillis had said.
I was also looking up. They bring in $60 million in like tourism dollars too. That would be, so they'd have to give a year. So they'd be giving that up too for Alcatraz. They do a night tour. I want to go on. I've been like saving up, like, you know, my trip to go on my first trip to be a night tour, because it's supposed to be like a lot.
Tell you what, there's a lot of mice there. When I was there, there was tons of mice everywhere around the floor.
And this is the thing: is people that get caught up in how our government wastes money, which they do, but it's not like we're ever going to see it. It ties into the point that Kyle was making vis-a-vis Shane Gillis, and I wonder what's happened to this show when we're quoting Shane Gillis, but he did make a good point there. These things like, okay, we're going to turn Alcatraz into a prison, and the Gulf of Mexico is now the Gulf of America. Well, nobody's calling it that. The the Department of Defense is now the Department of War. Literally no one other than Fox News calls it the Department of War. And whenever a Democrat gets elected president again, which will happen, I don't know when, but it will, they'll just undo all of this stuff. They'll just say, okay, first of all, it's the Gulf of America. Second of all, it's the Department of Defense. Oh, and by the way, those hundreds of millions of dollars we spent on Alcatraz, we're going to spend hundreds of millions of dollars now to return it back into a tourist attraction,
Right.
if it ever becomes a prison in the first place. So what started out as my attempt at giving you good news has now turned into a whole bunch of bad news. Hey, why am I
did it not
getting
work?
any audio? Oh, no, I'm not getting any audio. I'm supposed to press a button there
Yeah.
that says, hey, we're going to commercial.
Rad, the
And
America's
instead I
Radcast. Coming up next. Here's a commercial break.
Yeah, no, they're all not working. So I assume we have to do like a restart. I'm guessing.
That's a Jeff question.
I don't think it'd be on the laptop. Is the laptop on?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the laptop's on. What do you think? I'm an idiot? So instead of just hitting the button because, hey, we hit a semi-high note, Jeff, let's just go to a commercial break right now. If you go to AdvantageSteam.com, which you should, at the top of the page, you'll see the Services tab. Click on it, and you'll see that Advantage Steam does carpet and upholstery cleaning. They protect fabric and fiber. They clean and seal tile and grout. They polish natural stone. They clean rugs, especially those really nice ones from foreign countries. And they treat urine damage. And not just urine, but vomit and feces. Ew. Yuck. I assume if you need that service, you either have children or pets or you live in a frat house. But either way, they'll take care of you. Of course, Advantage Steam also applies MicroSeal. And if you don't know what that is by now, then you just suck. Joel is the local small business owner of AdvantageSteam.com. He's a lifelong maggot, and he's treated, cleaned, protected, polished, and micro-sealed the homes of countless members of the RAD team over the years, various RAD studios, and of course, Williams Manor. And I hate admitting this, but he is a genuinely really great, nice guy. In fact, if you tell him I said that, you'll get 0% off all services. So go to AdvantageSteam.com. Click on Make an Appointment, enter in your available dates and any comments, like maybe type, Rob said you're a really great, nice guy. Please give me 0% off. And they will get you all set up. Just go to AdvantageSteam.com. That's AdvantageSteam.com.
Is it Tuesday or Thursday? If so, remember that right after America's Radcast is Kyle's Food Factor. You don't have to do anything other than continue to enjoy, watch, and listen here at the radnetwork.com. Unless it's not Tuesday or Thursday, and then just make a note for the future.
It's that time of the year again, spring cleaning time. Much like New Year's resolutions, spring cleaning is something we swear we're going to get to and then we never follow through on. And one of the reasons is how overwhelming it can be. You start to clean up, and then pretty soon you realize you have way more trash than you can just throw into your bins and put at the curb for the garbage company. You have enough junk that you need to make a half dozen trips to the dump, and then you go, oh, we don't even own a truck. Nor do you have the time or the energy, so you just say screw it again and no spring cleaning. So this year, call my man Corey from QuickDumpsters.com. Quick is spelled wrong on purpose. It makes him stand out. Plus, it makes you think of chocolate milk. QUIK Dumpsters.com. Quick Dumpsters, QUIK Dumpsters.com is their website. Corey and his team came to my house recently, hauled away dozens of boxes filled with just stone-cold trash, unusable and worthless old vacuum cleaners, appliances that couldn't be fixed, and just random crap from around the house. QuickDumpsters.com. Quick is QUIK. We're in and out of my place in less than 30 minutes. They checked in with me multiple times to make sure they were taking the right stuff. They were friendly, kind, professional, and finished off the job by making the house cleaner than when they started. And this may be the best part. Quotes are free, and you don't even have to have them over to your house where you get the little sales pitch and all that. Just send them some pics or videos. You get your price, schedule your day and time, and you watch someone else get that junk out of your house. Basically, you have no excuses other than your own laziness. Go to QuickDumpsters.com. That's QUIK. Dumpsters. QuickDumpsters.com. Quick, QUIK Dumpsters.com.
If the daily episodes of America's Radcast leave you thinking, I want more of Rob ranting about stupid people, government overreach, and how the body positivity movement has led fatties to being proud of their cholesterol levels being above those of a sloth who thinks rolling over while sleeping is a form of exercise, then we've got just the thing for you. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, stick around right after America's Radcast and enjoy Rob's Soapbox. You can listen to the absurdity, passion in his voice, and you can watch to see when that vein on his left temple tries to run and make a break for it. Rob's Soapbox. It's for people who know they're right, but need someone to tell them why. Listen or watch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning right after America's Radcast, only at the radnetwork.com.
This is America's Radcast. Call the show anytime at 888-587-5355 or email the show radcast@theradnetwork.com.
We got this email to Radcast at the radnetwork.com. Came in over the weekend. It's from Dalton.
What up, Dalton?
It says, hey guys, can confirm the rumors. The wife and I took our kids to the Super Mario Brothers sequel this weekend, and it is excellent and better than the first one. That was the buzz that we were getting, created on somebody that I ran into. His wife had seen it on Tuesday, like those preview nights. You know, it came out Wednesday, but they went to, and she said it was better than the first one as an adult, and their kid had loved it, etc. If this stupid box of mine was working, this is where I would go, hey, that means it's time for entertainment news, and here's an entertainment news. We're not getting any sound. Well, this is a very minor little problem. These are the problems I like to have, so we'll get the sounds up and running.
Do you want me to sing the jingle? I know the jingle.
Oh, do you know it by heart? Sure,
I know it by heart. Right? Yeah. If we're going to entertainment news, just give me a countdown. I got you.
All right, 3, 2, 1, entertainment news.
Overturn curtain and lights. It's time for entertainment news. Yeah!
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Outstanding. The animated sequel to Super Mario Galaxy movie made $130 million in the weekend in America, $190 million over 5 days because they did release it on Wednesday. It's this year's largest American debut. Cost $110 million to make, so they're already profitable, and that's just in America. And it also means there'll be a third one. The sequel follows Mario and Luigi as they venture into outer space.
Oh, topical. Especially with the Atlas 2 going on, yeah. Seems to be all matching
Artemis.
up.
Artemis 2.
Oh, what did I call it? Atlas?
The Atlas 2. That, and then all the alien talk. Is this all part of the alien plan? Did the aliens make another Super Mario movie?
Ooh, maybe there'll be a Mario character that's an alien now.
Also, Variety does note that kids love the movie, and they go on to say that family movie-going is leading the industry now. Right. We've been talking about this for years on this show. Having kids is the number one reason most people are actually taking the time to go out to a theater, because the kids are pulling on your shirt going, Daddy, I want to see Mario on the weekend. And they won't wait like the rest of us for, it'll be in the house in 6 weeks. I mean, it takes a big movie to get a lot of us out to go to the theater, even though the movie-going experience is much better now. You can get food, you can get alcohol at most places, but a lot of people are like, not worth it. But when you have the kid,
and then it's better to take the kids out somewhere because kids are messy as hell. So if you're gonna get them all snacks and everything at the movie theater, you don't want that crap getting on your couch. You don't want kids' sticky little greasy candy fingers getting on your furniture. No, or the salty popcorn. No, you want to let them make a mess in the theater, and then somebody else cleaning that up afterwards.
And like dogs, you're giving them sensory overload by getting them out of the house. You're making them exercise, tiring them out, so that when you get home, you don't have to rub Jack Daniels on their lips. They can just pass out on their own. All of this is why, as we told you, Jack Black was hosting Saturday Night Live over the weekend with musical guest Jack Black. See, Jack on Jack, black and white, all that crap. Jack Black kicked off the episode on Saturday night. Wait, is this working? Let me see if this is working, because I want to make sure I get this right. This better be working here. Let me hold on.
Checking.
Okay, that's okay. Here's how it was reported over the weekend. I watched Saturday Night Live on Saturday, and the way it was reported was Jack Black kicked off Saturday's episode of Saturday Night Live with a star-studded monologue. That's not no. Welcoming him into the Five Timers Club. That's the group of celebrities who have hosted SNL that many times. And what you do is that when you get your fifth time hosting, former five-timers show up, and they don't do the Century 21 real estate jacket anymore. They have these nice velvety robes.
Ooh, a robe.
Yeah, purple
very nice. Oh.
And the names, we went over them last week. People like Tom Hanks, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Steve Martin, Alec Baldwin. Huge names. Here's who Jack Black got on Saturday.
Oh.
Jonah Hill.
Oh, well, he used to be huge.
Skinny Jonah Hill. Yeah.
He's skinny now.
Yeah, and he lied. It was funny. He said that they were working on a Superbad 2. Everybody went nuts, and then he said, "No, we're not doing that."
Oh, I did see some internet rumors about that, and I wondered about it. I saw it was a meme, so you gotta take it with a grain of salt. It said it had a picture of Jonah Hill on it, and it said the only way he'd do it is if he was elderly, and they all did it when they were old, like a whole bunch of old guys going back and doing it.
Well, he's got a ways to go for that or makeup, but he did squash it. He said, "Yeah, no, at least as of Saturday, he was claiming it's not happening." And then the whole bit is that the five timers, they have their private lounge, but it's all run down. It's been ignored. I don't even know what that was supposed to be. They go in this cobweb-filled room. I don't like her, but I get she's the biggest name that showed up was Tina Fey. I've never gotten the Tina Fey thing, but I know she's very popular. So your list of star-studded hosts to celebrate Jack Black were Jonah Hill, Tina Fey, Candace Bergen. Do you even know who that is, Kyle?
No, that sounds like my second grade teacher, Candace Bergen.
She was on Murphy Brown. You hear the show?
Murphy Brown.
No, what the hell's a Murphy Brown? Nope.
It was a sitcom in the 90s.
Oh, never heard of it.
And Candace Bergen was something else before Murphy Brown, but she's so old I don't even remember what that was.
Was she good looking back in her day? Like if I Googled some old pictures, am I going to be like, damn, what's up, girl?
I think so. I think she was like a model or something when she was young.
Candace Bergen.
Like,
Well, she's always been old to me. She was old on Murphy
Right.
Brown.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the big one, Melissa McCarthy brought it home. And Jack White was on for his 5th time, so that sucked. The other thing
Yeah.
that sucked,
Big nothing burger.
I mentioned last week, I'll always at least catch SNL for the cold open and weekend update. The cold open was awful. Instead of doing like a Trump thing, because I don't care, I don't have a team, and the guy that does Trump, John Michael Montgomery Austin Green, whatever his name is so good at it. Instead, they did like a riff on the NCAA post-game show.
Oh, that's right.
And they had Keenan playing Charles Barkley and making politically inappropriate comments and ultimately making fun of Trump firing Attorney General Pam Bondi last week.
Huh.
Now-
Well, that sounds like that has potential to have been good.
Yeah, it didn't. It wasn't.
All right.
First of all, the thing is, how many people could pick Pam Bondi out of a lineup? I mean, unless you're politically involved, nobody knew the story, and it wasn't funny. I mean, it was like awful. And they go from that into this terrible monologue, and I'm sitting there going, oh my God, please don't make it one of these. And then they did great stuff after that. Remember we were talking last week, a great host seems to elevate the other actors and it seemed, or the other cast members, and it seemed like that was going on with Jack. Look, if you hate Jack Black, you're not going to like the episode. It's very Jack Black and his over-the-top thing. But they did a really funny skit about you're sitting there in the office break room trying to eat lunch with the people that you work with that you like, and there's that annoying coworker that everybody hates
Right.
Yeah.
who's eavesdropping on what you're talking about and keeps trying to butt in. Hey, you talking about tech?
Right.
Ugh.
Hey, you talking about TV? Oh, it was so funny
Yeah.
the way and those kept going. So those were good. The overall episode was a B, but God, that first 20 minutes. If it wasn't Jack White, I would have, or Jack Black, I would have stepped out. And
All right. So I don't feel bad that I missed it then. Okay,
I
good.
think I agree with Rob that Jack Black elevates the rest of the cast, because I only felt like there was a couple people there that I was like, oh, they're funny. Everyone else is just kind of sitting and watching Jack Black perform, and he seems to be coming prepared, because he's very animated. Like a lot of these hosts, they come in, you could tell that they're reading, and then they have to. There's a lot of skits and there's cue cards and all that kind of stuff. But I always feel like Jack Black's a little bit more prepared.
Yeah, well, he's a pro. He's
right.
been in the industry for 30-something
Oh
years.
yeah, definitely.
And that's the difference. They're all, because, as you said, Jeff, they throw this show together in 4 or 5 days.
Right.
They work a lot to put it together. Even the cast members, you can tell by their eyeballs, they're checking the cue cards.
Right.
The good ones, though, present it in the right way. And I think it was Kyle. Yeah, he's a pro. Jack Black's a pro. And when you get a pro like that on, it elevates everybody. I thought it was pretty well done. For the most part.
I was hoping to see some
and then-
Tenacious D, but
Well, isn't Kyle Gass not even in the band? I heard he was making political comments, so he's not even part of the thing anymore.
oh, his brother.
It's not. I don't think it's brother. This is his partner. He's the other guitar player in Tenacious D.
I think that's his brother.
Oh,
Maybe. I'll check that.
they have
I'll look
different
that
last
up.
names.
Fact checking over who Jack Black's brother is. He did do a lot of singing, though. I mean, Jack Black did
Yeah.
bring his musical talents. Oh, that was the other really funny one. It was him and the John Austin whatever guy who plays Trump and the third SNL cast member who I don't know by name, and they were doing music videos as singers, and it was supposed to be this really special moment where you remember these words that you were told by your dying grandfather or a Sherpa at the top of Mount Everest, and in each version they can't remember what the life-changing quote they were given was, and it was hysterical. And then it ends with the other guy of the three, his kid, showing up on the front porch saying, "Dad, I have something I want to tell you," and he goes off on the kid. "Shut up! What do you know? You're just a kid. You don't know anything." It was so funny. They did some really good skits. And then they got to Weekend Update, and I love how Saturday Night Live is under fire. No, they're not. A bunch of trolls on social media got their panties in a wad. Bill Maher a couple weeks ago did this extraordinary breakdown of how few people use or know about social media. We're all told everybody's using it. We're told all these stories. Half of all Americans are getting their news from Facebook. No, they're not. This stuff is all provable. It's all easy to trace. I'm going to break it down. It's probably going to have to be in a soapbox. There's a lot of numbers. This is extraordinary. It's a bunch of losers who get mad at everything, and then the media, who are the most likely people to be following this crap, pick up on it and write headlines like Saturday Night Live's under fire. Because during the Weekend Update, Michael Che did a joke, and that's what it was. It might be tasteless to you. It might be something that it's a little on the edge. Fine. But that's comedy. And his joke was about President Trump attending the opening night of the play Chicago. And Che said, the president's going to the theater. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
What, too soon? Abraham Lincoln's too soon?
What do you just want? You want Trump killed, Kyle? Jeff, that's why you're laughing. No, you're laughing because it's funny. Jesus. It's obviously an ode to the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. I get it. Trump's had 2 attempts on his life. That's horrific. Yeah. Nobody that isn't a moron is rooting for that. That's all it was. He didn't go any further. He just simply said, what can go wrong with the president in theater? Yes, we know what he's alluding to.
Yeah. You're the person thinking of the bad thing. That's what makes it funny.
Right. Exactly. You, the trolls, the angry ones, you're the ones that are making us laugh at that because we know. And as soon as he told the joke, I'm like, oh, you can just picture. In this case, the progressives and the liberals are just as bad. You just picture the guy who's watching Saturday Night Live wearing his MAGA hat and nothing else, grabbing his keyboard. I know what he's doing. I'm gonna pound out a post on social media. And Michael Che should be assassinated.
God.
Michael Che makes a lot of jokes like that, though. I mean, the inappropriate ones, for sure. He's always trying to push
the guy.
Yeah.
Right. He's the one between him and Colin, right? Colin plays the good boy, the golden boy, although he pushes it now and then. But Che, he had another line that same night. He congratulated the NCAA women's basketball, the females that played. And his punchline was, and good for them, and I hope that they all go out and find themselves great husbands.
Right.
And, of course, the crowd.
Yeah. He's notorious for coming out against, women basketball. Or I'm not against it, but just saying how it's, not as popular and teases it a little bit. I like those jokes of him. I also want to clarify real quick. The Jack Blacks, they're not brothers. So before people yell at us, I just wanted to clarify that.
You see? That guy, he's that guy on the sofa right now wearing his Jack Black hat and nothing else. Just grabbed his keyboard. Jeff, you idiot.
Exactly.
Brothers, I'm going to type this in and put it on the sofa. Thank you for clarifying. One other entertainment note. Well, this is awkward. The list of the wealthiest sports stars was released over the weekend. And this is based on salaries, endorsements, business ventures, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how much of this we'll get into on the Rob and Steve Sports Show today, which we do every morning from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. But the awkward part is, second on the new list of wealthiest sports stars, big headlines, Tiger Woods. Maybe not the time for most of the world to be seeing that. Yeah. The analysis, of course, showed that, unsurprisingly, NBA Hall of Famer Michael Jordan is the richest athlete in history.
Good.
Who has earned over $4.5 billion.
And he deserves it. He should be there.
Of course.
Best of all time. That Jordan logo.
Their list, they adjust for inflation. All that, and then now, NASCAR.
Dude, he's winning.
And it's, for me, I'm a Jordan guy. It's so fun to see Michael Jordan. What is he, late 60s now?
It's got to be.
He's a kid. As his team keeps winning, he's running to go find the drivers. Oh, my God. It's so great. Behind Jordan is Tiger Woods. And then you round out the top 5 with 2 soccer players. Not surprising. Soccer, biggest sport on the planet. Cristiano Ronaldo is in 3rd place, $2.5 billion. Lionel Messi, 5th place, just under $2 billion. And sandwiched in between in 3rd is LeBron James. Again, combination of what they've made as being athletes, but LeBron and Jordan are great examples of it's all the post-athlete stuff.
Yeah,
production companies, movies, oh my God, all of the products.
Oh, that's right. He stole Space Jam away from us and made it his own thing.
Yes.
Son of a
and
bitch.
he ruined
Goddamn LeBron James. I can't stand LeBron James. I still can't stand him. Oh,
well,
man.
I do have a if you already are prone to not liking LeBron James, I do have a story during the Rob and Steve Sports Show today that will further add to this. It just, spouting off his mouth about stuff. It's like, oh, poor baby that's worth now we know what, $2 billion. Oh, you got to stay in a bad hotel in Memphis. Oh,
poor thing.
guy.
You can go sleep on the bus.
Yeah, so still without our proper sound effects, I will simply say we'll take a break now and be right back. It's that time of the year again, spring cleaning time. Much like New Year's resolutions, spring cleaning is something we swear we're going to get to and then we never follow through on. And one of the reasons is how overwhelming it can be. You start to clean up, and then pretty soon you realize you have way more trash than you can just throw into your bins and put at the curb for the garbage company. You have enough junk that you need to make a half dozen trips to the dump, and then you go, oh, we don't even own a truck. Nor do you have the time or the energy, so you just say screw it again and no spring cleaning. So this year, call my man Corey from QuickDumpsters.com. Quick is spelled wrong on purpose. It makes him stand out. Plus, it makes you think of chocolate milk. QUIK Dumpsters.com. Quick Dumpsters, QUIK Dumpsters.com is their website. Corey and his team came to my house recently, hauled away dozens of boxes filled with just stone-cold trash, unusable and worthless old vacuum cleaners, appliances that couldn't be fixed, and just random crap from around the house. QuickDumpsters.com. Quick is QUIK. We're in and out of my place in less than 30 minutes. They checked in with me multiple times to make sure they were taking the right stuff. They were friendly, kind, professional, and finished off the job by making the house cleaner than when they started. And this may be the best part. Quotes are free, and you don't even have to have them over to your house where you get the little sales pitch and all that. Just send them some pics or videos. You get your price, schedule your day and time, and you watch someone else get that junk out of your house. Basically, you have no excuses other than your own laziness. Go to QuickDumpsters.com. That's QUIK Dumpsters. QuickDumpsters.com. Quick, QUIK Dumpsters.com.
When America's Radcast ends on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, if you think to yourself, I need Rob to dive deeper into the upcoming election, explain to me again why leftover pizza should be left out overnight. And once again, go through the virtues of turning your underwear inside out and wearing it for a second straight day, then we have just the thing for you. It's called shock therapy. But most insurance plans don't cover that. So instead, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, stick around right after America's Radcast and enjoy Rob's Soapbox. It's for people who know they're right, but only because Rob says so. Listen or watch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning right after America's Radcast, only at the radnetwork.com.
Every Wednesday at 1 p.m. right after the Rob and Steve Sports Show, the RADnetwork.com presents Kyle's Corner. It's a weekly deep dive into Kyle's playful, extraordinarily dark, spontaneous, felonious, immature, and often disgusting sense of humor. I mean, seriously, this is a guy obsessed with fireworks, overweight felines, and a goal of making every episode feel like hanging out in the garage or around the grill while Kyle dives into whatever lights him up that week, which, if you ask me, sounds like a one-way ticket to carbon monoxide poisoning. But the good news is that whatever corner of Kyle's wildly ridiculous and unpredictable brain takes him, we get to watch it all every day at 1 p.m. and anytime after, only at theradnetwork.com.
If you go to AdvantageSteam.com, which you should, at the top of the page, you'll see the Services tab. Click on it, and you'll see that Advantage Steam does carpet and upholstery cleaning. They protect fabric and fiber. They clean and seal tile and grout. They polish natural stone. They clean rugs, especially those really nice ones from foreign countries. And they treat urine damage. And not just urine, but vomit and feces. No. Yuck. I assume if you need that service, you either have children or pets or you live in a frat house. But either way, they'll take care of you. Of course, Advantage Steam also applies MicroSeal. And if you don't know what that is by now, then you just suck. Joel is the local small business owner of AdvantageSteam.com. He's a lifelong maggot, and he's treated, cleaned, protected, polished, and micro-sealed the homes of countless members of the RAD team over the years, various RAD studios, and of course, Williams Manor. And I hate admitting this, but he is a genuinely really great, nice guy. In fact, if you tell him I said that, you'll get 0% off all services. So go to AdvantageSteam.com. Click on Make an Appointment, enter in your available dates and any comments, like maybe type, Rob said you're a really great, nice guy. Please give me 0% off. And they will get you all set up. Just go to AdvantageSteam.com. That's AdvantageSteam.com.
A famous porn star once said, "Every exit is an entrance to new experiences." Classy, very classy. Back to America's Radcast on the RADnetwork.com.
Got this email to Radcast at the radnetwork.com. It is from Danny.
Hi, Danny.
Now, he wrote in, and I'll do my best to answer his email, but it's a perfect way to promote today's brand new Soapbox. We do the Soapbox every day at Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. They post up at the radnetwork.com. Kyle does his food factor at 10 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. There's Kyle's Corner every Wednesday at 1 p.m. right after the Rob and Steve show, which is 11 to 1 as we continue to flesh out the RAD network. I'll get a day ahead of myself here. We're still good, Kyle, for the all ramen episode tomorrow on Food Factor.
Yeah, it's recorded. It's already ready to go. I have to do some final editing on it, but the bulk of the video is made, and quite the fun activity this weekend with the ramen noodles. Absolutely. It's going to be a good episode.
So the overall theme kind of the Soapbox today is the how and why people believe and repeat things that are completely untrue, and then there is the element of the "well, I heard," that expression. Well, I heard, and then you kind of look at, well, some people like me look at you and go, well, you heard that, but where'd you hear it? Do you have any confirmation? And people just repeat things that are untrue. And by the way, I don't think that Danny, the emailer here, is being malicious in any way. He's just asking a question about something that I have almost no knowledge of, nor do I care about, which is why I'm happy to address it. But it's his vision, I think, of my role in particular, because he asked me about it, with this thing. And this goes years back. I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's very inside radio. He says, I love that you're back on the air. He says, my inquiry, I know is a long shot, and with NDAs, those are non-disclosure agreements, which would have nothing to do with what he's asking about. This is probably a closed door, but would you open up about a past experience, blah, 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 and I'll explain what he's talking about. He says, I'm sure listeners have been wanting to know for years. I know I have. I've never had anyone ever ask me about this, like ever. So he's bringing up, and this is what I mean, ancient history stuff. When we were on the radio in Sacramento for 25 years, at first we were on 98 Rock, and then we stayed on there, even though for the last 15 years of it we were in our own studio, our own building. We weren't even in the radio station. And he's asking about an afternoon show that was there for a while. That yes, I know they had a problem with us. Whatever, I don't know. I barely ever met them before we left the building. I never had a run-in with any. I'm used to other people on the air talking shit about us and hating us. And people would tell me, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe they're mad because they have a third of the ratings we do. And then they got fired, and then they tried to compete directly with us, and that didn't work. I don't know. I barely know them. I don't know anything about them. There's no story there for me. So whatever you're wanting to know about, I can't fill you in. But see, that's what I mean. Like, well, So you hear that they're talking badly about us, so you think there's an actual something there. Not with me. I have no idea. I think they had issues with other show members at times. I don't know. Nor do I care. I never cared. I was like, whatever. Let them do what they do. Thanks for the free publicity. So nothing there. Soapbox will drop today at 10 a.m. on the radnetwork.com. A couple more updates as we continue to freak out about all things health, and I'm not saying that this isn't something that you should be concerned about. A lot of people refer to the human, immunodeficiency virus, HIV. The slang for that is you got the HIV. But have you ever heard of the HIV, HIV?
No, is it similar to AIDS?
It's not.
It's not. Okay.
It's not. But again, I had the same thought. Now, HIV isn't AIDS, but HIV is the virus that can lead to AIDS. And as Ricky Gervais said recently in a stand-up special, that's kind of become no fun anymore because we figured out how to manage it, and it's not a death sentence. And so it just goes in the pile of things we've eradicated. Not eradicated, things we can control. But yeah, the HIV. So when I saw this headline, new HIV cases spark concern, I did think the same thing. The HIV sounds like HIV. No, not at all.
Okay.
Serious cases of hemophilus influenza type B.
Well, that's fun to say.
Thank God they call it HIB. There was a time in this country that HIB impacted 20,000 children every year and caused permanent disabilities and death in 5% of those cases. So every year, 1,000 American kids wound up dying or getting a permanent disability as a result of this virus known as HIB. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control says that today, or as of last year, fewer than 50 cases even show up.
Okay,
in
so
America.
that's nothing. Okay.
Right, that is literally nothing. That's a reduction of 99%. But
It's always a
that's because decades ago, they introduced the HIB vaccine,
Yes. Okay.
recommended for all children younger than 5, which caused this 99% reduction in all cases and prevented all vaccinated children from developing disease. However, thanks to COVID, the V word, that's not a V, the V word, you say vaccine and there's a certain element of our population that goes insane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing it. We tried this for a while with the whole Jenny McCarthy vaccines cause autism thing. And then that fell apart when the very doctor who was cited said, that's not what I said at all. And we all kind of calmed down. But that was a 2-year process. Well, now, after COVID, people are like, you say vaccine. Nope.
Yep.
Not getting it. So more and more parents, and look, you're a parent, you can do what you want, but there are effects for the rest of the population. More and more parents are skipping routine vaccinations of their children. And doctors are worrying because HIB cases are returning, relatively speaking, in force. If you get it, the disease spreads through coughing or sneezing, which has bacteria. Infants and toddlers develop pneumonia, meningitis, septic arthritis, blood infection, and swelling in the throat. Other than that, it's lovely.
Oh, yeah.
And this year, children are being hospitalized, causing doctors to sound the alarm about the possible return of the once feared contagious disease that had been completely tamed by the vaccine. So we don't have numbers, but doctors are coming out enough saying, why is this back? And it's all because, and all the cases that they do cite, which I started to go through them, but they're just awful. Like, they're graphically awful. They all involve this year unvaccinated children, and they go into these details about, because you're talking about toddlers or infants. Their throats are seizing, they're having seizures, they're dying in front of these doctors.
Yeah, okay, and to all the parents out there that are scared to get vaccines right now, does this sound any better? It doesn't, no. This sounds like hell to put your kid through.
Yeah, I have, God, anything that makes me have to relive COVID drives me insane. I have no problem with questioning, but we can't just be anti all vaccines. And from what I hear from my friends who are parents, the number does sound ridiculous. We're up to I think the last I heard was 37 vaccines are suggested for your kid. That seems like a lot, but I don't know. I don't have kids. But that one, we don't need that coming back for sure. Here's another update. We've been doing for the last week or so. We've had a few updates on when animals attack.
When animals attack.
Now, the first time we did it, there weren't really any attacking animals except that raccoon who stole a FedEx package. But then we had the coyote in Southern California, who's like a serial biter. attacked a child, and the DNA has shown that he's roaming around. I don't have an update if they found the coyote because they're supposed to be doing nighttime surveillance, Department of Fish and Wildlife. But this update is also not really an animal attacking when you get into it. Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. Obviously it's the 121-acre facility it's got an amusement park, 70 rides, attractions, got a water park, and it has an 11-acre zoo and a wildlife park that's home to more than 200 animals. So it's the ultimate day if you're in Pennsylvania back to what we're talking about, taking your kid to a movie or to a movie. This is the exaggerated version of tiring them out, getting them distracted, and hopefully they'll fall asleep for you later.
They better. That sounds like a fun day. They better be tired out.
Yeah, there's a lot there, right?
Mm-hmm. So sounds like Six Flags with chocolate.
Now, because they have amusement park and rides and attractions and a water park, depending on how young your kid is, they can't do most of that. So what's good if you have a toddler is this wildlife park. And over the weekend, a toddler's hand was caught in a wolf's mouth.
Oh, a wolf? Hold on. Obviously, the barrier wasn't secure enough. You think you'd have a wolf behind like a plexiglass wall like they do the gorillas.
Mm-hmm. A toddler climbed into a restricted area.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And slipped through a small opening in a wooden barrier and entered the restricted area on Saturday. It's a 17-month-old toddler. And one of the wolves, again, not really an attack, it instinctively and naturally grabbed onto the toddler's hand. By the way, injuries are described as minor, which, well, of course they were minor. He's 17 months old. Minor injury. Okay. Several bystanders rushed in to pull the child away from the wolf. I know what the question that all of you are asking. Next sentences we'll answer. The child parents were only alerted when commotion erupted near the enclosure.
Oh, great. So they weren't watching the kid. Good.
Toddlers go in and out of this place by the tens of thousands every week, and they don't get into the wolf enclosure because the enclosure isn't defective. It's because parents aren't letting their 17-month-old just crawl around on its own. The couple was 30 feet away from the toddler and was on a bench together with their heads buried into their cell phones.
Yep. Wow.
Taking a picture of their kid crawling over the
not even doing that.
No. I mean, if you're going to be that kind
of
parent,
they would have seen it, right? Then they would have seen the problem.
Dude, and they didn't have this kid on a leash.
Media.
No leash on the child. I mean, if you're going to be buried in your phone, at least keep the kid on a leash and tie it to the stroller so he doesn't go too far.
I mean, it's a 17-month-old.
Exactly.
Not even a 5-year-old. I'm not suggesting it's okay to just walk away from your 5-year-old, but my God. By the way, the parents, 43-year-old Carrie Sorter and 61-year-old Stephen Wilson.
Whoa, that's an old dad. 61.
Oh, it's an old dad. Well, that's big now, right? Al Pacino and Robert De Niro just had kids. Aren't they like 90?
Yeah, still though. I mean, a 20-year-old kid, dad's going to be 80. That's great grandpa age, in my opinion. God damn. All right, fine.
Yeah, you wonder if the kid will be able to play catch with his, what, at that point, 75.
No, he's going to be playing call hospice.
They were charged because usually this doesn't happen. It doesn't mean they're going to go to jail or anything's going to happen. But they were at least charged, which may or may not act as a deterrent to others. They were charged with a count each of misdemeanor endangering the welfare of a child. Police said the couple's charges were decided in consultation with the district attorney. All right. I mean, 30 feet away, and there's a wolf right there in an enclosure. At least make the parents explain themselves, I suppose.
You know, and part of me thinks maybe there was a little bad intent on the parents' part. Maybe they're like, man, I'm really tired of having this kid. Oh, look, it's going in the wolf cage. Let's just see what happens.
Please don't. Please, that can't be it. God help me. We'll take a break. We got food news coming up after this. The first time Corey walked into my home, I came around the corner, extended my right hand to shake it, and said to him, "Wow, you're big." And that would be Corey from QuickDumpsters.com. Quick is spelled wrong intentionally. Quick, Q-U-I-K dumpsters.com. That's QuickDumpsters.com. Corey's yet another maggot launching his own locally owned and operated business, and boy, did I need him, and really we all do. Things pile up, you get frustrated, you keep saying, "We need to make a dump run." Pretty soon it's more than a dump run, and now you need to rent a truck or have one of those ugly upside-down box cars parked in front of your house that you fill up yourself. Or you do like I did, you call Corey at QuickDumpsters.com. In my case, my house had fallen into complete disarray as my late wife Christina had lost her 2-year battle with congestive heart failure, and amongst the many things left were gathering her things and finding what to donate, what had to just go in that pile of stuff where we were both going, why did we ever buy this? And it all could have been so overwhelming had Corey not just walked in, taken charge, and removed dozens of boxes of total junk, unusable dog kennels, desks that were falling apart, a worthless old smoker that couldn't be fixed, bag after bag of crap, and I can't remember what else. He was quick, spelled wrong, Q-U-I-K, quiet and clean. Well, he wasn't clean. I mean, he was. But I'm not commenting on his hygiene. I meant that his work was clean. He swept everything when he was done, and the house looked like he'd never even been there. Corey's the real deal, and I couldn't be more proud and happy to call him a brand new advertiser. His story's incredible, his dedication unmatched, and his motivation to succeed larger than he is, and that's saying something. Quotes are free. You don't even have to have them over to your house. Just send him some pics or videos, and you'll get your price, schedule your day and time, and watch someone else get that junk out of your house. Go to QuickDumpsters.com. Quick, Q-U-I-K, dumpsters.com. Quick, Q-U-I-K, dumpsters.com.
Remember, Kyle's Food Factor airs every Tuesday and Thursday right after America's Radcast. And on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, it's Rob's Soapbox. In other words, just stay here, and we'll keep you entertained until 11 when the Rob and Steve Sports Show starts at 11 here on the radnetwork.com.
If you've never heard of microseal, let me tell you what it isn't. It is not a really small marine mammal. Get it? A microseal? Oh, fine. Just ask AI. AI describes microseal this way, with a bunch of AI words. Microseal is a premium, eco-friendly, and biodegradable fabric protection spray that penetrates deep into fibers to provide permanent stain, soil, and sun-fade resistance for rugs, furniture, and delicate fabrics. It uses nanotechno blah blah blah, and blue 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 blue. What AI is trying to say is that microseal is non-toxic, non-allergenic, safe for pets and children, and, although AI doesn't say this, it should, you need to contact a longtime maggot Joel from AdvantageSteam.com right now to get him to apply microseal for you. You can even make appointments online at AdvantageSteam.com. We've had microseal for years at Williams Manor, and it treats a lot more than carpets. Microseal protects virtually all fibrous materials, including wool, cotton, silk, suede, leather, and synthetic fabrics. It protects upholstery, carpets, rugs, draperies, and clothing, including wedding dresses. And ladies, you're going to need, 3 or 4 of those in your lifetime. And it protects against stains, moisture, and UV degradation without changing the texture. Also, if you're an interior designer, Joel has a special program just for you, and all you have to do is say the password, which is what? There's no password, I guess. Never mind. Whoever you are, contact Joel at AdvantageSteam.com. And if you're an interior designer, tell him, I guess. I don't know. That's AdvantageSteam.com, where you'll learn more about microseal and everything else that Joel offers. At AdvantageSteam.com. That's AdvantageSteam.com. AdvantageSteam.com.
If the daily episodes of America's Radcast leave you thinking, I want more of Rob ranting about stupid people, government overreach, and how the body positivity movement has led fatties to being proud of their cholesterol levels being above those of a sloth who thinks rolling over while sleeping is a form of exercise, then we've got just the thing for you. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, stick around right after America's Radcast and enjoy Rob's Soapbox. You can listen to the absurdity, passion in his voice, and you can watch to see when that vein on his left temple tries to run and make a break for it. Rob's Soapbox. It's for people who know they're right, but need someone to tell them why. Listen or watch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning right after America's RADcast. Only at the radnetwork.com.
America's Radcast continues next, only on the radnetwork.com.
We got this email to Radcast at theradnetwork.com. It is from Kyle.
Oh, what's up, Phil? Kyle? Hell yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm an idiot.
It's not?
I'm sorry,
Oh.
Kyle. I got y'all excited because he's talking about you.
Okay, it's not Tyler, is it?
So I said your name when in fact it's from somebody named Chris talking about Kyle.
Okay, all right. Chris's are fine. Hi,
My
Chris.
apologies. He said I heard Kyle talking about smoked Cheez-Its. Now, this was last week during Food News. We were talking about Cheez-Its and their new flavors and how they've gone into doing like margarita pizza Cheez-Its or whatever. But they've gone old school. They've gone back to their roots. Now they have a black pepper Cheez-Its. But smoked Cheez-Its came up because those are one of your regulars, right, Kyle?
Yeah, I have them in the cabinet at home. They're in the little small sandwich baggies.
There's the old school regular Cheez-Its, which I have as well. But those are in your rotation, Kyle. And then the smoked. Didn't you have a third one too, or didn't you?
Yeah, I really like my favorite of all time are it looks like a Tabasco bottle, but it's the hot sauce version. It's not. But those ones are crack. Oh, those are delicious.
So Chris says, I heard Kyle talking about the smoked Cheez-Its. If you haven't tried it, take a bag, put them in a tray, coat them with olive oil, sprinkle with ranch seasoning and garlic powder, and then smoke them for 2 hours at 225 degrees.
Oh, hell yeah. Ooh, at 225, huh? Okay, all right.
Low and slow, right? Low and slow.
I was thinking 180, but okay. That's all. Maybe you're right. They are crackers. They probably need a little more heat to them. Okay, that makes more sense. It's not cheese.
Enhancing your Cheez-It 2 hours. Okay, whatever. Give it a try. There you go. Again,
extra
it's
smoky. Ooh, that would be really good dipped in some smoked cream cheese as well. Oh. Okay.
Olive oil, ranch seasoning, garlic powder. 2 hours at 225. Now he says smoke them, so you put it in a smoker at 225.
Yeah, I'm
so
aware.
You're smoking something that's already smoked with more smoke.
Okay, that might happen. I want to know what else he smokes. He seems like he's a professional. If he's smoking Cheez-Its, he's probably put everything in that smoker.
So our technical issue of the day, because we seem to have one, we call them the TID. Our technical issue of the day is a very minor one, really, for the most part, in that I don't have access to some of my sound effect buttons. And yes, some of our stuff I have backed up, like we could do the When Animals Attack jingle or whatever you could call that in the previous segment. I have a holiday pile planned if we're able to do that. I have the holiday pile jingle. Some things I just don't have, like the entertainment news jingle Kyle had to sing.
Yeah.
I don't have that. You did a great job, but I just don't have it. Now I have a version of the food news intro. I think it's the old one, but whatever. I mean, we're talking about Cheez-Its. Let's do some food news.
Food brings the people together, both in good times and in bad weather. Sharing a meal, sharing a laugh, raise a glass. It's a simple pleasure we all have. Food, oh glorious food, it nourishes my soul and mood. We're now serving food news.
Food news is news about food. We have some updates. We went over, because Major League Baseball just started. They're like, 10, 11 games in to a 162-game season. But we went over some of the ballpark food that is around the country. There's a few things that they didn't announce or that we missed, so I have a few more. In San Diego, the Padres are getting a lot of viral attention for something called the S'mores Pretzel.
Oh, okay.
It is a freshly baked braided pretzel that features chocolate, graham cracker crumbles, and marshmallow whipped cream.
Hell yeah. Oh, they get a dip with that too? I know it's got chocolate on it, but is there like caramel dip on the side? Because that's the fun part about pretzels. You get to dip them in cheese and mustard.
I mean, at this point, these ballparks with their food, they are turning into casual to fine dining restaurants. I would assume there's some sort of dip available.
And that's the fun part about going now. Like, especially if I'm going out to a sports game, I'm always looking to see what the crazy food is. I mean, last time I went, though, it was kind of boring and just got a bag of popcorn. But, man, do I like if they got like that deep fried donut burger, I want to try that thing so bad. I've seen that.
Well, and in in Houston, it's a brisket burger
Oh, that's right.
on a donut that's all deep fried, things like that. Speaking of, kind of, sort of, the Colorado Rockies have donut pizzas at Colorado Field. The donuts are covered in garlic butter, grated Parmesan cheese, mozzarella cheese, pepperoni, marinara sauce, and Italian seasoning.
So is it just like the donut breading, or is it like a glazed donut? How does that work?
It just says a donut, so they don't actually describe it.
Those son of a bitches.
But either way, I mean, it's basically a little tiny mini pizza, but instead of it being like on an English muffin or a boboli or pizza dough, it's on a donut.
Man, breakfast of champions right there.
And then this isn't really ballpark food, but it was inspired by the baseball season. Canada still has a team, just one, but hey, they were in the World Series last year, losing to the Dodgers, the Blue Jays. But this has nothing to do with Blue Jays. Canada still has a lot of baseball fans. And the entire country was so inspired because Pizza Hut across Canada, not in America, but just in Canada, in honor of baseball season, has launched their hot dog stuffed crust pizza.
Oh, okay. Well done,
You're a
Pizza
stuffed
Hut.
crust.
Let's go. You put
You love the
wieners in
stuffed
your
crust.
stuffed crust. All right.
So the way they slice it is each slice has an entire hot dog baked into the crust of each slice.
Dude, yeah, that sounds great. Oh, you can dip your pizza crust in mustard and ketchup now. Oh, and relish. You can skip the ranch. Bro.
The medium pizza with cheese, and again, these are at Pizza Huts. They're not at baseball parks. The medium cheese with the medium pizza with cheese and hot dog stuffed crust starts at $20. Only available for a limited time and only across America or across Canada. But a lot of Americans are like, "Hey, come on, that's our thing. Stuffed crust, hot dogs. Why Pizza Hut? Why?" I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if we saw this soon.
I think that the market would be better here in America rather than Canada. I don't know how they are. They have a fascination for American food. Maybe. I don't know how good Canada food is. I don't know how they have. Though they have syrup, ham. That's about it.
Canadian ham. Poutine is really big in Canada. And, of course, there's a very large French population. The French are into the high-end cuisine. I don't know how obsessed they are or aren't. I don't know what their hot dog consumption rate is in Canada. Maybe Pizza Hut's just trying to perfect it in Canada.
Oh, I hope
Which
so.
makes no sense because Canadians aren't going to complain. They don't complain about anything. Oh, yeah, that's good, eh? They're just going to say that. But maybe it is coming to America.
I sure hope so, man. I feel a little left out right now. Do they have any other promotions for America? Are they going to do are they going to do a cross promotion where Canada gets an American idea? Maybe we get a Canadian idea. How about some pizza with some duck fat fries? How about that? Is that what the poutine is?
No.
No.
But that's fine. Poutine is fries, but you usually use like home style fries. And the big thing about those are the cheese curds and then gravy. And it's an American thing, but only in that the upper Midwestern part, Minnesota, Michigan type area. And then throughout Canada as well. There's no reason why they couldn't do that. Yeah. I was forced into doing some research and homework over the weekend because I made a comment last week about Reese's and the grandson, and Jeff was like, "What? I haven't heard of any of this." So I had to go back and make sure that we all heard about the grandson of H.B. Reese accused Hershey of quietly changing the formula of Reese's products. So now this came up, I think we were talking about Easter, and Jeff, you were listing off your favorites, I think. Was it Easter? Because you mentioned Reese's, I know.
Yeah, I'm holding it up now. Yeah, they're my Reese's eggs that I got.
Reese's eggs.
Yeah.
Okay. So the grandson Brad, is that his name? Yeah, grandson Brad says that, and he's a grandson of the Reese guy, H.B. Reese. He put out an open letter to Hershey back in February around Valentine's Day, in which he said that his grandfather created the brand using real milk chocolate and peanut butter, something that he alleges Reese's changed after buying the brand. Over the weekend, Reese's announced they're going to bring back their classic milk and dark chocolate recipes, but they also pointed out we're talking, they say, about a very small handful of Reese's products. Hershey said most of the company's Reese's products, including Reese's peanut butter cups and all of their shapes, are made using the classic recipes, but other products are listed as containing peanut butter cream. I had the whole list here.
Oh, don't
And
mess with the Reese's sticks. Whatever they do, do not mess with those because those are perfect right now.
the other products that were alleged to be using the peanut butter cream instead of the real stuff included Reese's unwrapped chocolate peanut butter cream mini eggs.
Okay, I haven't.
That's
had
not what you
those.
had, right, though, Jeff?
No, not the mini egg. It's just a peanut butter egg.
He's got a full size egg.
Yeah, I'm trying to read the ingredients.
I ate mine
Yes, if
already.
it's peanut butter cream, then it's not legit, according to grandson Brad.
I see milk
Okay.
chocolate.
Nope, see? Then it's
Yeah.
legit. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, these ones are delicious. I didn't taste any difference in it. Although I killed mine for breakfast. I came in with coffee and a banana muffin, and this was sitting on my desk. It's gone now.
So now it's just a wrapper.
It is. I don't have a trash can right here, so after the show, I'll go throw it away in the trash can. That's
Can
away
we
from
get
me.
Kyle a trash can? I know we're on a tight budget, but my God.
We got like
can have a trash
7
can.
trash cans.
I know, but they're all in the other
office.
room.
Yeah, so you just gotta grab
I'll
them.
just
Oh,
be
really?
ghetto and get a paper bag and put it right here.
We have so many little garbage cans.
By the way, this Brad guy, this grandson guy, he can't be made happy. So Hershey's comes out on April 2nd last week and says, "All right, we're going the 3% of our products that we're not using the milk chocolate. We're going to do that." And Brad comes out and says, "It's a PR stunt." What do you care? If they're really doing it, they're doing it. What-
Right.
So is this Brad Kid in charge of all the operations? You say he's the
No.
grandson? Yeah. So what's he doing running his trap? Why don't you just keep your mouth shut, live your life? Because obviously you're probably wealthy if you're involved in the Reese's candy business. Like, just go sit on your, be quiet and let the candy just work for itself.
Well, you just described like the overwhelming majority, seemingly, of Americans. Just keep your mouth shut and go about your life instead of blobbing about things that because he has nothing to do with the product at all. He's just the grandson of the guy that created Reese's, which was sold to Hershey's
Right.
decades ago.
Right.
There's no one in the Reese's family that has anything to do with it. And by the way, you know how you know this guy? Just can't be made out. A lot of his siblings have come out and said, Brad doesn't speak for us. Because they're all doing what Kyle says. They're
Yeah.
spending all this money that Grandpa got from Hershey's.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
shut up.
Thankful. Yeah. Bastard
What's that
Brad.
expression? It was an expression about like killing the goose that lays the golden egg, whatever that is. Shut up, Brad. Just go. All right, liquid IV. This is one of the hot things right
those
now.
are
Full disclosure, I
lifesavers
use
if
it
you're
every-
hungover. Holy crap.
Yeah. Well, I use it every morning. But yes, it's a lot of people use it for hangovers. It's a powdered electrolyte drink. The idea is you open up the packet, you pour it into water, 16 ounces, they say. It's got sodium, potassium, glucose, 3 times the amount of your normal electrolyte drinks like Gatorade. It's got a bunch of vitamins like B3, B5, B6, B12, C, and you can get it in a variety of flavors like lemon lime. That's my favorite. Strawberry, passion fruit, tropical punch, and cotton candy. All of those are too sweet for me.
Bro.
And now we have another flavor. And it was, going back to last week, it was one of these things that last year was an April Fool's joke. But so many people said, I want that they have made it an official product, at least for a limited time. Liquid IV said there was such fan excitement that they have now created a dill pickle flavored electrolyte drink.
Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, I've had these a few times. You say you drink them every day. I don't think dill pickle is going to match well with that. It's got like that salty, what was it? Like a vitamin taste afterwards. That's not going to mix well with pickles. You need a sweet flavor for it to be good, not sour and salty. Blah.
And vinegary.
Yeah.
Right? And this is the thing. I love dill pickles, but I hate this dill pickle flavoring craze because for the most part it's awful. And in water, in a powdery drink, and of course they teamed up with Grillo's because if you're hip in 2026, and I don't have a problem with Grillo's pickles. They're the ones that are sold in the refrigerator section, not on the shelf next to Classic. It's just they're the hot thing right now. They are right now only available online and for a limited time, but obviously if they sell out, they'll become a thing and you'll get pickle flavored IV.
You know what? Okay, I can see this working. So say you're hungover and you want a Brooklyn hooker. You know, you got your whiskey, and instead of having pickle juice, you can do this pickle flavored liquid ID. 2 in 1, boom, hangover gone, easy. All right, I see its purpose now.
So it's kind of like a reverse Brooklyn hooker because the Brooklyn hooker is you do a shot of bourbon or whiskey, and then a shot of pickle juice.
Mm-hmm.
So in your case, you are doing the shot of bourbon,
Mm-hmm.
and then this is your shot of pickle juice.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
like
not
doing the
reversed.
hair of the dog, getting that little buzz going, then being like, okay, now I gotta be healthy, and I don't have pickle juice, but we got this liquid IV that tastes like pickle, and it's gonna fix the hangover.
Mountain Dew has been a lot in the news lately. Kyle, you're.
Love it.
I know you're into the Baja. Are you a big Mountain Dew head in general?
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to have it as a kid at my mom's house, so it was taboo to drink it. So that only pushed me further into wanting to drink it more. And I love Mountain Dew. It's delicious. I love Mountain Dew. I love Code Red. Love the Baja Blast. And I love the Voltage. The raspberry one, that one was my favorite in high school. And I just saw it on the shelf again. Haven't seen it in a while.
Jeff, how far away physically are you from Jeff from Kyle in our Midtown flagship studio there?
10 feet.
Yeah, about 10 feet maybe.
Okay, because he may jizz all over himself.
Yeah,
with this
right, that's
update.
what it
Oh,
sounds
it wouldn't be the first time. What we
Okay.
got?
By the way, Steve Mickelson, who co-hosts the Rob and Steve Sports Show that we do every day at 11 a.m. at the radnetwork.com, he's obsessed just with regular, I think it's Diet Mountain Dew, but it's Mountain Dew. He's obsessed with just regular Mountain Dew. The only thing Steve wants out of the Rob and Steve Show is just for us to get a Mountain Dew sponsorship so he can just get all the Mountain Dew he wants for life. So we're a Mountain Dew family here.
Excellent.
The new Mountain Dew variety pack.
Oh, there's a variety pack?
It's new.
Okay.
It will be mid to late May. It's going to be released all major retailers.
Jesus. Okay, I have to wait a goddamn month.
Yeah.
All right. I'll wait.
They're saying that this is that whole thing, right? Everything old is new again, and right now we're still going through this renaissance of the 90s, and one of the reasons the 90s is working, and this wasn't true in the beginning, but one of the reasons is it was the last great decade on this planet and in this country. In the 90s, everything was carefree. We weren't at war. We weren't cutting each other's throats off over our political beliefs, and so more and more people are reliving the 90s, and that's kind of the take that Mountain Dew is using to market their throwback favorites as they want you to remember simpler times, happier times.
Yeah.
When, as they say, we enjoyed the delicious taste of Mountain Dew's alternative flavors without a care in the world. And so the new variety pack, some of these are still around, but now they're in one pack together, starting with, I believe, at least a couple.
Yep, delicious. Oh, it's the raspberry
brand.
one. That one tastes like solid. It tastes like liquid gummy bears. You can't beat it.
By the way, that's all they describe it. I've never had it. That's how they describe it, is just the brand's raspberry flavored drink.
It's good. It's delicious.
All right. The other one, what about Mountain Dew Whiteout Smooth Citrus?
Yeah, that one wasn't a big hit for me. I liked it. I mean, it's Mountain Dew. Of course, I like it, but it wasn't in my top flavor profiles. No, it's okay.
It's described as a smooth citrus with a tart, bright flavor profile.
Yep, spot on. Yeah.
So that's the one they're throwing that one in. Like for me with Gatorade in their big packs, the orange Gatorade is a waste. I have to give it to Kyle.
Yeah.
But they throw that one in, so you have to buy the pack for the other two.
Now, sorry if I'm showbizzing you here, but they do have another citrus one. It's called Livewire. That one was way better than the white one that you're just talking about. Livewire kicked that one's ass.
You did not showbiz me, but I do have another Mountain Dew story.
Oh.
Mountain Dew, of course, has been experimenting with the Dirty Dew, but mainly at restaurants or the drive-thru with collabs and such. Well, now they do have a canned dirty soda that has the iconic citrus kick of Mountain Dew, along with a new creamy flavor.
Ooh.
The new Dirty Mountain Dew combines its zesty citrus flavor of Mountain Dew with the fan-loved flavors of indulgent vanilla and cream soda.
Hell yeah, Mountain Dew finally got on board making orange cream. So I just got an old school cream soda out of the refrigerator section at the grocery store. You know, they're like the old school bottled sodas. I just got one of those. I cannot wait to try Mountain Dew's version. Hell yeah, way to go, Mountain Dew.
The original
proud.
cream soda.
Yeah.
Because then they went into other flavor, like there's the orange cream sickle type thing.
Yeah, that's the one I got. I got that one yesterday.
Okay.
Is that what Mountain Dew's doing right now? They're going that direction, right? I heard vanilla
They're going
cream mixed
straight-
in with some citrus.
They're doing straight cream soda.
Oh, what?
what I remember.
Oh, that's even on a whole new level. Is it caffeinated because it's Mountain Dew? It's got to have
There's no
like an
mention
extreme
that-
amount of caffeine in it.
Well, there's no mention that it's not caffeinated.
Okay.
So like you, I just assume it's got all that caffeine in it.
Okay.
And it's hitting store shelves today.
Oh.
Today, it will start being available, and then it'll roll out.
Yes. Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm excited about that too. You know what? If they could do the orange creamsicle version, they can make a live wire with cream in it, I'll be happy as well. But I didn't know they were going that route. Are they going to make a root beer too? Mountain Dew should get on that as well.
I wasn't actually in the meeting.
I would like to be in the meeting. I'd like to be on Mountain Dew's council and Taco Bell's.
Go. Well, Taco Bell has shunned you, but do the same thing. Go to Mountain Dew and go to their contact us page and see if you can get an invite to their meetings. Now Costco. One more story. It has nothing to do with Mountain Dew. It has to do with ready-to-eat meals, right? Costco's big on these, Sam. Everybody's big on them now, but people rave about Costco. This isn't really a ready-to-eat meal, though. This is them getting into the drive-home snack thing. So you go to Costco, you get exhausted, you had all that food, and you want to eat something on the way home. And a lot of us do that with the grocery store, but with Costco, it's like everything's huge and big, and it's hard to bust into the rotisserie chicken. Your hands get all greasy and such. So they have what they describe as the perfect snack on the way home. You eat it like a burrito. Think of it as Costco introduces the new ready-to-eat sushi burrito.
Oh, okay. Sushi burritos it is.
It's not cut into slices. The large nori sheet keeps the rice, the fish, and the add-ins together, thus the burrito thing, right? And it is stuffed with real snow crab, not the imitation stuff.
Perfect.
As well as sriracha spiced raw salmon.
Oh.
Settle. 2 pieces of inari sushi, fried tofu pouches stuffed with seasoned sushi rice,
Okay.
and a container of bachan dipping sauce.
I don't know what a bachan is. Oh, that sounds interesting. What, you can get soy sauce with it instead?
Well, at Costco, you can get the 5-gallon jug of soy sauce. I don't know.
I'm just going to have to keep a Kiko-min in my car, I guess. All right.
There you go. Of course, with Costco, even their little drive home snack thing can't be small. It is priced at $17 a pound, and it weighs in at 1 1/4 pounds. So it's not. I mean, okay, fine. You can market it as a drive home snack. It's a meal, for God's sake, for most people. So it's $22. You're gonna eat part of it on the way home, and then you can finish it later.
That's the price of fast food these days, anyways. I mean, I can't remember the last time I went to a fast food restaurant and spent under $20. But you know what? With Costco, I'm really irritated about. A lot of them have gas stations, and they don't have a spot to get food at the gas stations. Like, you have to go there and you can just get gas. If they could start selling these snack things like on the go at the gas stations, I'd be a lot happier. I don't know what the hell's their problem is, why they won't even do that, but it needs to happen. I don't get it.
That is an odd miss for Costco, because the Mini Mart, which you could call the Maxi Mart because it's Costco, and especially Costco because when gas prices are $48 a gallon like they are now, those lines, they last like 90 minutes.
Exactly. I would love a sushi burrito while I wait in line at that gas station, or at least like finish doing my gas, or like let the pump go, put my credit card in, let it ring up the numbers, and then I go to that little stand. I'm like, give me a sushi burrito, homeboy. But nope, they don't have that.
We're going to take a break, and we will come back. We actually have some holiday pile news next. If you go to AdvantageSteam.com, which you should, at the top of the page, you'll see the Services tab. Click on it, and you'll see that Advantage Steam does carpet and upholstery cleaning. They protect fabric and fiber. They clean and seal tile and grout. They polish natural stone. They clean rugs, especially those really nice ones from foreign countries. And they treat urine damage. And not just urine, but vomit and feces. Oh, yuck. I assume if you need that service, you either have children or pets or you live in a frat house. But either way, they'll take care of you. Of course, Advantage Steam also applies microseal. And if you don't know what that is by now, then you just suck. Joel is the local small business owner of AdvantageSteam.com. He's a lifelong maggot, and he's treated, cleaned, protected, polished, and microsealed the homes of countless members of the RAD team over the years, various RAD studios, and of course, Williams Manor. And I hate admitting this, but he is a genuinely really great, nice guy. In fact, if you tell him I said that, you'll get 0% off all services. So go to AdvantageSteam.com. Click on Make an Appointment, enter in your available dates and any comments, like maybe type, Rob said you're a really great, nice guy. Please give me 0% off. And they will get you all set up. Just go to AdvantageSteam.com. That's AdvantageSteam.com.
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right after America's Radcast, Rob decides he has more to say about the subjects that truly matter. Like how sexual role play is an instant indicator that you are destined for either the Catholic priesthood or the next Epstein Island. Or why adults who use ketchup shouldn't be allowed to vote, drive, or reproduce. And the fact that he supports instant gender reassignment surgery for any man who doesn't like sports. Ah, yes, the stuff that really matters. Rob's Soapbox. It's for people who feel superior, and they just need it explained to them why. Listen or watch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning right after America's Radcast, only at theradnetwork.com.
The first time Corey walked into my home, I came around the corner, extended my right hand to shake it, and said to him, "Wow, you're big." And that would be Corey from QuickDumpsters.com. Quick is spelled wrong intentionally. Quick, Q-U-I-K Dumpsters.com. That's QuickDumpsters.com. Corey's yet another maggot launching his own locally owned and operated business, and boy, did I need him, and really we all do. Things pile up, you get frustrated, you keep saying, we need to make a dump run. Pretty soon it's more than a dump run, and now you need to rent a truck or have one of those ugly upside-down box cars parked in front of your house that you fill up yourself. Or, you do like I did, you call Corey at QuickDumpsters.com. In my case, my house had fallen into complete disarray as my late wife Christina had lost her 2-year battle with congestive heart failure, and amongst the many things left were gathering her things and finding what to donate, what had to just go in that pile of stuff where we were both going, why did we ever buy this? And it all could have been so overwhelming had Corey not just walked in, taken charge, and removed dozens of boxes of total junk, unusable dog kennels, desks that were falling apart, a worthless old smoker that couldn't be fixed, bag after bag of crap, and I can't remember what else. He was quick, spelled wrong, Q-U-I-K, quiet, and clean. Well, he wasn't clean. I mean, he was. But I'm not commenting on his hygiene. I meant that his work was clean. He swept everything when he was done, and the house looked like he'd never even been there. Corey's the real deal, and I couldn't be more proud and happy to call him a brand new advertiser. His story's incredible, his dedication unmatched, and his motivation to succeed larger than he is, and that's saying something. Quotes are free. You don't even have to have them over to your house. Just send him some pics or videos, and you'll get your price, schedule your day and time, and watch someone else get that junk out of your house. Go to QuickDumpsters.com. Quick, Q-U-I-K, Dumpsters.com. Quick, Q-U-I-K, Dumpsters.com.
Remember that today will be yesterday tomorrow. Think about it, maggots. You can't argue with logic. Call America's Radcast at 888-587-5355.
We got this email into Radcast at the radnetwork.com. We all have our own little neuroses and things that drive us nuts. People with, I think almost everybody has a version of this, but some of us are more obvious about it. OCD. And I've said, I think that Kyle and Jeff and I all have a version of OCD, ADD, ADHD, and it's just a matter of putting it all into the big cauldron and making up a nice soup with it. But this email is from Penny.
Hi, Penny.
Who says, I'm so glad you're back. You've been missed terribly. There are some typos in the YouTube channel description thing that are making me a little crazy because I can't let things go. Well, at least she's self-aware. I'm hoping it's an easy fix to remove. And this is her. Now, she said typos. The only one she highlighted.
No type A's?
Is what?
I was just trying to make a joke. I said there's no type A's.
She only cites one. She wants to make sure that we remove the extra I in America's and the wonky capitalization in cast. Oh, I see what she's doing. So those are the two. So under the description, it says America's Radcast is a weekday morning show that talks about blah, 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 blah. Well, in the screenshot she sent me, America has two I's. Oh. So it's America's. And then Radcast is capitalized R-A-D, which that's how it should be. But then in cast, the C and the A are capitalized, but not the S and the T. So it's driving Penny nuts. Oh. No.
We're in California, so C-A-S-T.
We're not a California show. No. We're that's why it's America's Radcast.
Okay.
So
I will definitely get that fixed after the show.
Thank you.
Yes.
Because Penny's going to lose her mind, and we don't want
Thank you, Penny, for bringing that to our attention. We'll get that fixed.
Yes. Thank you, Penny, for your thought. We have a holiday pile. You got 263 days until Christmas morning. There are 51 days until the next federal holiday in America, which is, of course...
Hold on, what month is it already? It's April. We're going into May, so we have the Memorial Day.
There it is.
Boom.
51 days until Memorial Day. And this isn't really a holiday, but it's a way to use one of our silly theme songs. 9 days until Tax Day.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
I should probably file.
15th.
Okay.
A poll done on Friday found at least 1 in 4 people are still working on them, which includes the 9% who haven't even started yet. People in their 20s are the most likely to say they haven't done them yet, and half of all people said they find tax season stressful, while half don't think it's that bad. Okay.
Mine's pretty easy. I'm just slacking on it. Life got busy. Forgot I even came up.
So you're Kyle. You're in that quarter that you're still working on them.
Yeah, I don't even have to work on them. I have one W-2 for this year, and that's it. I'm just gonna plug it in. I'll probably get money back. Easy.
They're not done.
It takes like probably half an hour. It's not even gonna take me that long.
Yeah, mine's a little longer. It took a little longer. I started or our people started on them, but yeah, I think it's stressful when you wait. That's why I always try to say I'm gonna not wait this time, and then it's like 10 days left, and I'm still not.
My tax returns are like, I don't know, half an inch thick, right, when they're done, and I don't do them. I sent everything off in February, and I actually emailed my guy last week. I'm like, where are we at? Just so I'm caught. But so this is for 2025. But fun story about your government at work. So I didn't file for 2024 because of everything that was going on in our lives. I got the exemption. I got the special case thing. I got a wife who's dying of congestive heart failure and other things going on. And so you just file, and they go, oh, yeah, that's a hardship, et cetera. So back in January of this year, I filed for 2024. And when we filed, I filed married and a joint account because Christina and I were married all of 2024 and she was still alive. You filed, and then you get to that part where you sign, right? And I signed, and then my accountant had already put in a note, the other person is not signing because they're deceased. And we sent that to the IRS, e-file. We sent it. It's right there. Where I file, it says, other person's deceased. So a couple weeks go by, Nothing's showing up in the bank account because I do the direct deposit thing. And so I go online, and you can do this thing where you track your refund. You got to just a couple of things. You got to have your social security number, your zip code, I think, and then you got to know the amount of your return. So I put all that in, and I get this note on the screen from the IRS that says, well, there's a problem with your return. And you have to wait. It drives me nuts. Wait for this thing to show up in the mail. It'll tell you what the problem is.
Oh, the 6 to 8 weeks probably.
It's 2026. The mail. You have a website that tells me there's a problem. You have my information. You can't email me. You can't tell me click the button.
No, that'd be too easy. Why would they make
And
getting
yes,
money
Kyle,
easy?
It was 6 weeks from the time that they received and accepted and acknowledged the form until this letter shows up. And the letter was the IRS telling me that they had found out. Now, remember, I filed, and you sign. You say, my wife's dead. They had found out from the Social Security Administration that one of the people filing was deceased.
Oh, no way. Brilliant.
Right? And they needed the death certificate. So I had to get the death certificate and send it in and prove that what we'd already told them is true. Thank God the Social Security Administration alerted them to what we had already told them. And then it took from the time, and we emailed it. Ooh, they'll accept emails. We emailed it. And then 4 weeks later, they acknowledged that everything had been accepted and approved. And then they say, we're going to mail you your refund check. Even though I'm set up for direct deposit. And nobody can explain it. My accountant's like, I have no idea. He said, look, the IRS is like the DMV. They are the wild, wild west. They have no rules. They make no sense. And everything they do is on a 3 to 6 week timeline if you're lucky. So they mailed my check. I haven't seen it. They mailed it over a week ago. And if you go online and you for some reason, even though the checks, they all come out of Kansas, the Kansas City. And then they may go to the Washington hub if you're going that way, or they just come right west. And even the IRS themselves and everybody confirms, it's a 3 to 6 week process when they mail you a check. What?
Yeah, sounds about right. Takes a week to write the check, and then you got to get it lettered in. You got to put it in the envelope. That probably takes a week for them too. And then probably a week to just send it.
I know, but from the time they send it, it's 3 to 6 weeks. Do they in the post office have a deal? We've actually sent it. Now just hold on to it and screw with people. And again, this is they have all the information. Just put it right in the bank.
I think
account
that would be a priority subject. Like,
I think they want to hold on to their money, and the money in the accounts are trying to have that for another 6 weeks.
So they do. They have a little deal. They have a little deal with the USPS. Hey, when we send our stuff out of Kansas, you guys just hold on to it.
Right.
It's extraordinary to me. This is what makes people, when they actually experience it, go, what is our government doing? It's stupidest thing. So you have 9 days for 2025 filing. And as we get closer, here are the things. Here's some things we're doing. Google searches in the last week have shot way up for things like how to file a tax extension. Right. I don't want to do it. Can I get an extension? Other top questions we've been Googling include, what happens if you file your taxes wrong? Then they're going to tell you you're going to fix it. I mean, what do they think they're going to get?
I've done that before. I did a filing that was wrong. I didn't sign a paper. They send you a little note in the mail back saying, hey, do this step. They give you a step-by-step instruction list. You do that, email your stuff back, you're fine.
2 months later. What happens if you file your taxes late? So in other words, these are all Googles about, I'm trying to get out of this, I'm trying to delay it, that kind of thing. And they probably get their answers similar. Well, if you file them late, but they're accurate, they'll assess a penalty. It's every day you get some level of percentage or whatever. And then, of course, the big one, what happens if you never file taxes? Hopefully they just put up a picture of Wesley Snipes or any other person who's well known for doing this. 17% of millennials have said in a new survey they might not file because they don't think they'll get caught.
Interesting. I've gone a year without filing. Usually next year I just filed 2 of them together. And like you said, I get a little doc on whatever my return is, but It's never enough. Like, I don't even get that much. My taxes are so easy compared to some other people's. I'm sorry you guys have a headache to deal with.
You can always refile. Yeah, I mean, like you can refile last year's taxes if you want to, if you made a mistake or if you forgot to, say, track some expenses or something. That's what I've done that multiple times, where I'm like, I could have wrote that off. That was like a $10,000 purchase. Oh, I want to write that off now, and I'll just refile.
And that makes sense. That's worth it. Mm-hmm. But this mindset of, well, what happens if I just never file? That's bad. That's going to come back and haunt you.
Yeah. And usually, I don't know if they still require this. I haven't done this in a while. But like when you do like a job, I don't know, maybe not a job, like rental applications, stuff like that, don't they ask for like your tax returns from like the previous year? So you wouldn't really
buy
be
a house, they do.
Yeah, you wouldn't really be able to do that if you miss a year or something like that.
My experience with buying property, whether commercial or residential, and other things where they want to delve into your finances, is they will give you that 1 year grace in general. So like, I'm trying to remember what I was looking into, probably the old studio that we're not using anymore, looking into refinance and things like that. And so they asked for most recent tax return, and I let them know, well, that would be for 2023. And they're like, that's fine, because they just haven't filed, so they just go off of that. But after that, they're like, if you're like, oh, most recent, that would be 2008. That's going to be a red flag.
Right.
I do love, this is something adults say because they forget what it was like to be young. 3 out of 4 of us say that we should have learned how to do our taxes in school.
No, whatever.
Yeah. I know. I hear this all the time. Why don't they teach us how to, well, back when we did this, how to balance a checkbook. Now it's, balance a ledger. You know why? Because try to remember when you were 16 or 17, you didn't give a shit.
Yeah, and you usually didn't have a job to even do taxes.
No, your parents did it. Or, yes, it sounds great. We should learn it. And it'll be like everything else we learn in school that we don't care about. We'll forget it. And then we'll have to go back to YouTube or whatever to learn how to do.
Exactly. Kids just need it. They have ChatGPT now. How to file taxes. ChatGPT. Oh, step-by-step instructions. Great list. That's all you need.
And how long will it be before the answer you get from ChatGPT is, no problem, I can do that for you. Just upload me your information.
Right. I mean, I'm sure they probably do that. I mean, they could do some version of that already, I'm sure, depending if you know what document you need to file.
Yeah, just upload the tax plan.
My only issue with that, specifically with ChatGPT, but my understanding is, and Jeff, maybe you have more information on this as the tech guy of the group, but I did just experience it again this weekend. AI is not good with math. Of all the things, when you try to give it like math, like word problems. I was working on a project that Steve gave me for the Rob and Steve Sports Show coming up at 11 a.m. involving comparing what quarterbacks have made in the NFL to how many wins they had. And Chat GPT, I'm watching Chat just like melt down in front of me.
Really?
As I keep trying to dumb it down. Because I know it's all about what we enter.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty good at this. And I'm like dumbing it down. And then you do that thing where you say, no. That's wrong. It always, oh, I'm so sorry. You're right. That isn't what you asked for. Here's another version of a shitty thing that isn't going to be correct either. That's the only thing.
They are really polite. ChatGPT is pretty polite. Yeah.
They are. That's true. Yeah. By the way, speaking of tech, we'll take a break and we'll come back. We'll talk about a breaking news out of the White House. The White House has a new app. We'll tell you about it and all the things we're told that's wrong with it after this. If you've never heard of microseal, let me tell you what it isn't. It is not a really small marine mammal. Get it? A microseal? Oh, fine. Just ask AI. AI describes microseal this way, with a bunch of AI words. Microseal is a premium, eco-friendly, and biodegradable fabric protection spray that penetrates deep into fibers to provide permanent stain, soil, and sun fade resistance for rugs, furniture, and delicate fabrics. It uses nanotechno blah blah blah, and blue 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 blue. What AI is trying to say is that microseal is non-toxic, non-allergenic, safe for pets and children, and, although AI doesn't say this, it should, you need to contact longtime maggot Joel from AdvantageSteam.com right now to get get him to apply MicroSeal for you. You can even make appointments online at AdvantageSteam.com. We've had MicroSeal for years at Williams Manor, and it treats a lot more than carpets. MicroSeal protects virtually all fibrous materials, including wool, cotton, silk, suede, leather, and synthetic fabrics. It protects upholstery, carpets, rugs, draperies, and clothing, including wedding dresses. And ladies, you're going to need what? 3 or 4 of those in your lifetime. And it protects against stains, moisture, and UV degradation without changing the texture. Also, if you're an interior designer, Joel has a special program just for you, and all you have to do is say the password, which is what? What? There's no password, I guess. Never mind. Whoever you are, contact Joel at AdvantageSteam.com. And if you're an interior designer, tell him, I guess. I don't know. That's AdvantageSteam.com, where you'll learn more about MicroSeal and everything else that Joel offers. At AdvantageSteam.com. That's AdvantageSteam.com. AdvantageSteam.com.
If you've listened to this low-quality show for any amount of time, which is all it takes to question most of your life choices, then you've learned that Kyle is like an onion. He has many layers to him, and the more you peel him, the more you wonder, why aren't I wearing safety glasses? Kyle is obsessed with fireworks, the possibility that he was abducted by aliens, and his desire to go fan boating with the swamp people in hopes of getting the freshest pair of alligator boots ever made. But at the same time, believe it or not, and I for one do not, Kyle believes in finding joy in the simple and unexpected, taking ownership of your life, and choosing growth over excuses. He's at his happiest when surrounded by his family as he stands over the grill with an ice-cold beer and explains to everyone why Green Day may in fact be America's greatest gift to the world since sriracha, not caring that sriracha was actually created by a woman in Thailand who was, no doubt, the original Wuhan bat. These and so many other things are what make Kyle so endearing and frustrating at the same time. And every Wednesday at 1 p.m., right after the Rob and Steven Sports Show, we get to go along for the ride and enjoy Kyle's Corner. Watch it weekly with every new episode and watch them all anytime after, only on the radnetwork.com.
The first time Corey walked into my home, I came around the corner, extended my right hand to shake it, and said to him, "Wow, you're big." And that would be Corey from QuickDumpsters.com. Quick is spelled wrong intentionally. Quick, Q-U-I-K Dumpsters.com. That's QuickDumpsters.com. Corey's yet another maggot launching his own locally owned and operated business, and boy, did I need him, and really we all do. Things pile up, you get frustrated, you keep saying, we need to make a dump run. Pretty soon it's more than a dump run, and now you need to rent a truck or have one of those ugly upside-down box cars parked in front of your house that you fill up yourself. Or, you do like I did, you call Corey at QuickDumpsters.com. In my case, my house had fallen into complete disarray as my late wife Christina had lost her 2-year battle with congestive heart failure, and amongst the many things left were gathering her things and finding what to donate, what had to just go in that pile of stuff where we were both going, why did we ever buy this? And it all could have been so overwhelming had Corey not just walked in, taken charge, and removed dozens of boxes of total junk, unusable dog kennels, desks that were falling apart, a worthless old smoker that couldn't be fixed, bag after bag of crap, and I can't remember what else. He was quick, spelled wrong, Q-U-I-K, quiet and clean. Well, he wasn't clean. I mean, he was. But I'm not commenting on his hygiene. I meant that his work was clean. He swept everything when he was done, and the house looked like he'd never even been there. Corey's the real deal, and I couldn't be more proud and happy to call him a brand new advertiser. His story's incredible, his dedication unmatched, and his motivation to succeed larger than he is, and that's saying something. Quotes are free. You don't even have to have them over to your house. Just send him some pics or videos, and you'll get your price, schedule your day and time, and watch someone else get that junk out of your house. Go to QuickDumpsters.com. Quick, Q-U-I-K, Dumpsters.com. Quick, Q-U-I-K, Dumpsters.com.
Call America's Radcast at 888-587-5355. Email radcast at theradnetwork.com. Or just sit back, enjoy the show, and leave us alone.
Got this email to Radcast at theradnetwork.com. It is from Kevin.
What up, Kevin?
We're doing the holiday pile, although we didn't really talk about holidays, except the next big thing is tax day. What was it, 9 days away is April 15th, and filing for it. And we talked about, I filed for 2024 back in January because I got extensions with my wife passing away. And when you file, you'd say, wife's not signing because she's deceased. And the IRS, then they held on to the return and the refund and said, hey, we just found out your wife's dead. Like, well, yeah, I told you that when I filed, and you had to send in all this information. It goes back and forth. They still haven't gotten the damn thing. And Kevin makes the obvious point. God forbid you owe the IRS money. They want it right away. But if they owe you money, it'll take weeks, of course. Not only that, if you owe the IRS money, not only do they want it right away, but they get to penalize you interest every single day you don't pay it. I don't get to penalize the IRS for not having my refund that I deserved.
That should be a new law.
Why not? I teased this before we went to break. The White House has launched its new official mobile app. Okay. We've always had whitehouse.gov. Well, not always, but ever since the internet. I didn't know the White House didn't have an app, but it does. In fact, they launched it last week. It is the third most downloaded app in the Apple Store, or the App Store, rather, not the App Store, the App Store as of Friday. Over 1 million people. I don't have the exact number. It was 700,000 people the first day or whatever. It delivers President Donald J. Trump and his administration directly to the American people like never before. So this is easier, obviously, than logging on to whitehouse.gov. It's an actual app. Before you get all Nazi Germany thing, this is what every White House does. It doesn't matter who it is. Whitehouse.gov is always only, of course, the White House is only going to put a positive spin on whoever the president is and what they're doing. So you get real-time updates through the White House app. You will receive, if you're super fun and download this, breaking news alerts. Of course, that would be with the White House's spin on it. You can watch live streams like this morning. I don't know if it's true, but maybe you could have watched that Easter egg roll.
Ooh, exciting.
You will get live streams of briefings and speeches and historic moments as they happen. Well, I mean, that egg roll better have been on there this morning. Yeah, that's historic. When they're not doing something exciting, you can dive into a dynamic media library packed with highlights of course, only Trump. And the next guy or gal, it'll be only them. You can stay connected on the latest policy breakthroughs.
Ooh, how
like
exciting.
earlier this morning. The app will tell you that Trump wants Alcatraz. He's officially asked for Alcatraz to be turned into a prison again. The app won't tell you that there's almost no chance of that happening, but it'll tell you that he's asking for it.
Ooh, do you get any rewards on this app? Like 7-Eleven?
Right? And how do we redeem them? Exactly. That's got to be... Look, they just launched it last week. That's got to be next.
You got to give me some cool White House merch. Like maybe you rack up so many points. Maybe you get a cool house that says, I like the White House. I don't know. Just throwing ideas out there.
My favorite is... Because first of all, you know that all this is going to be filtered and stuff. But there is... Within the app, there's an element where you can send your voice and feedback directly to the administration.
Oh, yeah, because they're going to listen to that.
That'll be popular.
Until you make a threat, then they're really going to listen. You can get a knock on your door with handcuffs ready to go.
Where's my return check?
Look. Yeah. That's right. I should look. I'll download the app anyways because I should have it for this show so that I can talk about it. But yes, I should put up a voice message of, hey, DJ, Donald J, where's my refund check? I filed it. Come on, help a brother out. I'm sure that'll get right to his desk immediately.
Okay.
So again, I'm not alarmed by the propaganda side of it because every administration does this and will do this now that there's a White House app. However, the app has raised some alarms from digital privacy researchers who delved into its software and report that they had found mechanisms by which it would use loggers' users' location even though the app doesn't disclose its data sharing the way most others do. It's, to me, look, Jeff, I assume this happens all the time. Am I being overly paranoid or cynical?
Well, I mean, every responsible developer is going to build some way to track and collect data. I mean, what you use that data for is usually to try to better the experience of the user on your own site. But usually you have to notify them, right? If you put a cookie on their browser, if you're tracking their data, it allow, usually there's like a toggle switch or something like that that says, yeah, that's okay or not.
What kind of cookie? What's a cookie?
It's a
No.
it's a thing that you put on browsers like to store data.
Oh, thank you.
So when I'm on an app and it says allow app to track only when using or never allow, if I hit never allow, it really doesn't track. Is what a different app, not the White House app.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's all up to them, right? As far as because they're collecting the data for sure. I mean,
Right.
again, it might just be IP addresses. IP addresses give you general location. If they're asking for exact locations, then usually your phone is going to make you accept that, right? So, I mean, again, unless they're doing something that they're not supposed to do, but that's the basic protocol.
Other reports over the weekend say that cybersecurity researchers warn that the White House's new app regularly shares users' IP addresses, time zones, and other data to third-party services, although they don't tell us who those third-party services are. And again, they don't disclose that they're doing it.
Well, sounds like every other app out there.
That's how I view it. That's why I was asking Jeff, is I'm like, I just assume that's happening.
Yeah. I mean,
Anyways.
I think that, they're depending again how they're using it, they're not supposed to sell it. They're not supposed to let like third parties use it. And what they're doing is they're giving you them general information about your behaviors, what you're doing, what you're looking up, what articles you're reading, and then the other companies can use that somehow to market you something.
So, I mean, look, first of all, it's the White House. Whoever the president is, okay, they're supposed to, well, they can do whatever they want. They're the White House. But I suppose this could raise alarms for people of if they can do the way you just described it, Jeff, if the app can track that I'm also on my phone looking up like anti-Trump sites or anti-Trump beliefs, that's where people could believe, oh my God, I'm going to get audited kind of thing.
Right. And I think that a lot of apps do that too. I mean, they do have some local storage available to them so they can see a little bit of what you're doing elsewhere outside of the app.
But they don't have a hotline to the IRS or the FBI.
It doesn't seem so, no.
That would be the paranoia side of the White House app.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I've said many times, the FBI ever looked at my browser history, I'd be arrested immediately because of research for the show. But hey, if Trump gets word that I'm on a site researching, underage trafficking of girls in foreign countries, he might be like, "It's the new Epstein. Can I have his number? I'll just give him a call, kind of thing." We have. Kidding, Trumpsters. I'm kidding. It's a joke. God. All right, we'll take a break. We have news from Florida next. The first time Corey walked into my home, I came around the corner, extended my right hand to shake it, and said to him, "Wow, you're big." And that would be Corey from QuickDumpsters.com. Quick is spelled wrong intentionally. Quick, Q-U-I-K Dumpsters.com. That's QuickDumpsters.com. Corey's yet another maggot launching his own locally owned and operated business, and boy, did I need him, and really we all do. Things pile up, you get frustrated, you keep saying, we need to make a dump run. Pretty soon it's more than a dump run, and now you need to rent a truck or have one of those ugly upside-down box cars parked in front of your house that you fill up yourself. Or, you do like I did, you call Corey at QuickDumpsters.com. In my case, my house had fallen into complete disarray as my late wife Christina had lost her 2-year battle with congestive heart failure, and amongst the many things left were gathering her things and finding what to donate, what had to just go in that pile of stuff where we were both going, why did we ever buy this? And it all could have been so overwhelming had Corey not just walked in, taken charge, and removed dozens of boxes of total junk, unusable dog kennels, desks that were falling apart, a worthless old smoker that couldn't be fixed, bag after bag of crap, and I can't remember what else. He was quick, spelled wrong, Q-U-I-K, quiet and clean. Well, he wasn't clean. I mean, he was. But I'm not commenting on his hygiene. I meant that his work was clean. He swept everything when he was done, and the house looked like he'd never even been there. Corey's the real deal, and I couldn't be more proud and happy to call him a brand new advertiser. His story's incredible, his dedication unmatched, and his motivation to succeed larger than he is, and that's saying something. Quotes are free. You don't even have to have them over to your house. Just send him some pics or videos, and you'll get your price, schedule your day and time, and watch someone else get that junk out of your house. Go to quickdumpsters.com. Quick, Q-U-I-K, dumpsters.com. Quick, Q-U-I-K, dumpsters.com. If you've never heard of microseal, let me tell you what it isn't. It is not a really small marine mammal. Get it? A microseal? Oh, fine. Just ask AI. AI describes microseal this way, with a bunch of AI words. Microseal is a premium, eco-friendly, and biodegradable fabric protection spray that penetrates deep into fibers to provide permanent stain, soil, and sun fade resistance for rugs, furniture, and delicate fabrics. It uses nanotechno blah blah blah, and blue 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 blue. What AI is trying to say is that microseal is non-toxic, non-allergenic, safe for pets and children, and, although AI doesn't say this, it should, you need to contact a longtime maggot Joel from AdvantageSteam.com right now to get him to apply microseal for you. You can even make appointments online at AdvantageSteam.com. We've had microseal for years at Williams Manor, and it treats a lot more than carpets. Microseal protects virtually all fibrous materials, including wool, cotton, silk, suede, leather, and synthetic fabrics. It protects upholstery, carpets, rugs, draperies, and clothing, including wedding dresses. And ladies, you're going to need what? 3 or 4 of those in your lifetime. And it protects against stains, moisture, and UV degradation without changing the texture. Also, if you're an interior designer, Joel has a special program just for you, and all you have to do is say the password, which is what? What? There's no password, I guess. Never mind. Whoever you are, contact Joel at AdvantageSteam.com. And if you're an interior designer, tell him, I guess. I don't know. That's AdvantageSteam.com, where you'll learn more about microseal and everything else that Joel offers. At AdvantageSteam.com. That's AdvantageSteam.com. AdvantageSteam.com.
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right after America's Radcast, Rob pulls out his soapbox, stands on it, which is the only way he can be a member of the 6 Foot Club, and passionately, forcefully, and in Rob's case, self-importantly, expresses his opinions about subjects that truly matter, like how all people who live a plant-based lifestyle should be rounded up and used as mulch, or why people with no upper lip can't be trusted, and that anyone who thinks the series finale of The Sopranos was anything better than having your own genitals removed, fed to a goat, and then force-fed to you should be immediately institutionalized. Ah, yes, the stuff that really matters. Rob's Soapbox. It's for people who know that RFK Jr. is nuts, but need someone to tell them why. Listen or watch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning right after America's Radcast, only at the radnetwork.com.
Okay, I guess I'll take over here. Call America's Radcast at 888-587-5355 or email us radcast@theradnetwork.com. Rob, you really not coming back?
Just looking over things, getting ready for the Rob and Steve Sports Show. We do it every day at 11 a.m., goes until 1 p.m. on the RAD Network. .com. Tonight's the NCAA Championship for men. I mean, that's an if you know thing. It's not like I'm suddenly saying that. Oh, really? I gotta watch that. If you care, you're already ready. Lots of NBA and NHL news as they head towards the playoffs, and NFL news. There's always NFL news to talk about. So that'll be on the Rob and Steve Show. The Soapbox drops at 10 a.m. We do that every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Kyle's Food Factor is every Tuesday and Thursday, all at 10 a.m., And today's soapbox about how and why people repeat just provably untrue things. It's not only a social media thing. People do it in real life and at parties and at dinner. Well, I heard. Like, well, where'd you hear it? What's your source? What, you're believing somebody who said something about somebody who heard something? But there are reasons for it. We kind of dive into that a little bit on today's Soapbox. Right now, we have news from Florida.
We are never living, visiting, passing through, or even thinking about Florida ever.
We know that crazy people and wacky people are everywhere and crazy things happen everywhere, but it seems like everything that happens in Florida is crazy and wacky. We will begin. We document this every year, and it happens in the cold weather months. So back in February of this year, the cold weather hit, and which always makes Florida even more interesting. On February 1st, Miami saw a record cold temperature of 35 degrees. I mean, it's Miami. That's cold.
That's
there.
freezing there. Holy crap.
And wind chills, literally to freezing, wind chills down to 26 degrees. So that's what it felt like. And that's where you get the old iguana dropping phenomenon that we always talk about.
That's right. They fall out of trees.
Yeah. Well, they're cold-blooded.
Mm-hmm.
So they rely on external environmental conditions to regulate their body temperature. So when temperatures get below 50 degrees for reptiles, iguanas in this case, they get stunned. They get frozen. And they lose their grip, and they fall out of trees. They rain down. And these are big iguanas, the ones that get the news. And then they fall from the tree. They look dead. They're not. Their body functions remain intact. They're basically like in a cold freeze comatose state. But the big ones that we always wind up talking about are green iguanas, which are an invasive species in Florida that they don't belong there, but they've been there since the 60s, and they can harm native fish and wildlife and cause damage. They can pose a threat to health and to human health and safety. And so in Florida, people are allowed, when the freeze hits, to remove, pick them up, scoop them up, get a shovel, put them in a bag. And they don't need a permit or anything. You can take them right to wildlife officials, amongst other things, which we'll talk about. And if you do, they euthanize them because they're invasive.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
February 1st and 2nd, the fish and wildlife people in Florida got 5,195 frozen iguanas in 2 days
Jesus.
from Florida residents, and then euthanize them. Now, the other thing you can do, which we've documented over the years, is you can eat them.
Hell yeah.
Some stick to like iguana tacos. But now what this one guy named Ryan did, and he's gone viral now, is he scooped up his frozen iguana, which and you can find him if you Googled Ryan Iguana Florida, you'll get his video. This is like a guy holding up a trophy fish. It's like his torso size.
They can get up to like 7 feet long with their tails, man. They are big ass lizards.
So this guy, what he did was, back in February, he froze his iguana. It's already frozen. He froze it.
Okay.
Only by freezing it, he froze it to death, in this case, because he's going to eat it later. He didn't want his iguana meat in February, but he didn't want it to go to waste. So that's why he's gone viral now, because he made a video which went viral where he was cooking his new recipe. Like I said, really, iguana tacos are the really big thing. But he decided to share his recipe for making iguana and waffles. Like chicken and waffles.
It's the breakfast of champions right there, man. Balanced, nutritious breakfast, iguana and waffles.
He explains in his video that he started with his marinade after he thawed out the iguana that is now dead. He soaked it in buttermilk for 24 hours along with some pickle juice and some seasonings, fried it up. And the thing that makes this so Florida is he filmed his entire video in the parking lot of a Waffle House.
Atta boy. Nicely done.
And at one point in the video, the Waffle House employees actually come out and they're like, "What are you doing? Why? Why? Because I guess he did it in the morning, from what I can tell. They're not open yet. Well, they would be in the morning. I don't know when he's doing it because he's out in a remote location, I guess. But you can see the Waffle House behind him. And they come out, "What are you doing?" Hey, are you really gonna eat that? And
Hell
so they're
yeah.
part of the video. I don't know how he claimed that they tasted, but
You know what? Out
Florida.
here in California, where we don't have wild iguanas running around town, it's pretty expensive. I've gone to a few markets and tried to buy and purchase iguana meat because I was curious and wanted to try iguana meat. Still haven't tried it, but last time they had the iguana meat, but it was rotten. Like the guy was like, "Oh, I smelled it and it's gross. Like I'm not gonna sell it to you." I was like, "Oh," I'm like, "All right, fine. I don't need it."
Well-
but he told me the price, man. It was like $60 a pound. I was like, "Holy
What?
crap!"
well, hey, I mean, quality control, dude. Why just get it out of the shelf before Kyle sees it or whatever? But also, those would be whatever is not an invasive form of iguana.
No.
So we gotta get Florida iguana meat, the green iguana meat, to test out what they're doing.
Yeah, maybe they can freeze dry. They're already frozen. Maybe they can just ship them. I don't want to go to a store and look and find out that it's raw again. And I really don't want to pay that price. Hopefully, if you can order it from Florida, it's a little cheaper.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right. Next up, news from Florida. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office, which oversees various cities and towns in Florida, including something called Marathon, Florida, said its deputies were set out last weekend, not this most recent weekend, Easter weekend, but the weekend before that, were sent out around 8 p.m. to a city park and a dog park. It's a family-friendly park. Because 35-year-old Benjamin Fry and 42-year-old Christy Ruiz, they were the suspects that were identified. And deputies, when they arrived, said, yeah, what you're doing is visible to people at the park, and this is not okay. And what was not okay and what they were busted for, as the deputies showed up, is they were having sex in the park right there in front of the dogs and the families and such.
They just want to be watched. That's the thing, right? Where you like get caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The voyeurism, the reverse voyeurism, the exhibitionism, right? They were charged with multiple counts of lewd and lascivious exhibition, indecent exposure, and resisting arrest. Guys, like, I'm not done yet, officer. Now, I'm not going to claim that I've never engaged in that hey, maybe somebody will see us thing, in the balcony of a hotel or some parking garage that smells like urine and onions or whatever.
In a cave at an ocean beach.
Okay. To do it in a family-friendly park.
Yeah, that's a little
That's
out
where
there.
we're gonna get in trouble.
That's pretty disturbing and borderline gross.
Well, and that's why, in particular, in this case, it was so Florida. The witnesses that told the cops that they had called were a family of 3 that included a juvenile. So you know,
Jesus.
I realize that you always have to be prepared for your kid to see anything when they go out in public, but
No.
not at the park.
I don't get it. I don't. Yeah, people are just
Florida.
stupid. Okay.
Which brings us to 40-year-old Melissa Dunham of Orlando. There it is. She had this story, it's got a lot of Dunhams in it because they're all named Dunham, so I'll try to not confuse you as we go through this. She had been staying with her 18-year-old son and his father, her ex or estranged husband, obviously. Okay? With me so far?
Yes.
Mom is staying with 18-year-old son and his dad, her ex or estranged husband.
Okay.
And the son, 18-year-old son, says that his parents have a contentious marriage for several years. They lived apart, but Melissa was there now because she had initially gone to be with 18-year-old son and dad to celebrate 18-year-old son's birthday.
Understood.
He's turning 18.
Okay.
So
Sounds normal.
while she's there, Mrs. Dunham, or whatever she is, and her husband decided to try to rekindle their marriage.
Oh, what a great 18th birthday present for the son.
Right. And for them,
Wow.
you get those emotions. Oh, our boy's
Yeah.
turning 18. Okay.
What a happy moment.
So she stayed for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And everybody was fine with that. They're trying to rekindle the marriage. Over the next 2 weeks, Ms. Dunham and her husband began arguing a lot.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. They started remembering why they broke up, maybe.
Oh.
The
Hopefully it wasn't 'cause of
disagreements.
kid.
No. In fact, the kid's the one that's supplying us most of the info here. The 18-year-old said that the disagreements began with Ms. Dunham claiming that her husband was too busy for her.
Oh.
He never make time for me.
Yeah.
Hanging out with your friends.
Yeah, girls like that. They like it when you give them attention. Once you stop, they get all pissy about it. Yeah, okay.
And we don't know what the truth is. Is he, in fact, not giving her any time, or is she being needy, or somewhere in
Probably
between?
a little bit of both.
So that's how they start. They start with, okay. Oh, you can't just hang out with me tonight because you have to go read to homeless people at the church. Yeah, okay, fine. Now, the 18-year-old son says that his mother would... So it starts with that, and then his mother would have what he described, the 18-year-old son described as outrages of fit and violence.
Oh, violence.
Where she would just start throwing things within the house.
Like knives?
Well, I mean, first, he doesn't identify the things. Remember, this isn't her house. It's the 18-year-old son's and dad's. So it's really dad's house. And she's just grabbing stuff. They don't say. She's just throwing things within the house. The 18-year-old also said that he believes that his mom is abusing drugs.
Oh, yeah, you know what? First thing that came to mind, I was like, sounds like meth is involved.
Yeah, well, and it's Florida.
Yeah.
So right away.
Guaranteed.
I assume meth was involved in this couple having sex in the dog park. I just assume because it's in Florida.
It probably was.
So over those 2 weeks, while they're trying to rekindle their relationship and they're getting in fights every day, deputies made several calls to the home over verbal disputes, which is exactly why every cop signs up for the job. They just love so much showing up, trying to figure out what the situation is, trying to get one of the parties to leave, and then apparently in this case they didn't, because they just kept getting called and called and called. Okay, so that brings us to a week ago today, last Monday morning. The Citrus County Sheriff's Office got another call about the same house. Now, the 18-year-old son says that he, over the 2 weeks, had grown tired of his parents' toxic relationship. He was leaving Monday morning. He was just going to go stay with friends or whatever.
Okay, yeah. Sounds healthy. Good for him.
I mean, yeah, right? You mean that, like, not sarcastic? Like, yeah, get out of there.
Yeah, I'd get out of there. Mom and dad are fighting and she's staying, and you're 18 now. Be like, I'm going to go couch surf with some homeboys. I've got a job. Peace out. Get your shit together.
And he absorbed 2 weeks of this. And he's like, that's it. I've had it. So Monday morning, he gets up. He's getting out of there. And he says he says that when he woke up, his parents are still fighting first thing Monday morning. And he said the power had been shut off because of non-payment. Dad hadn't made. So now we're in the dark.
Come on, Dad.
So it does sound like we have two parties that are somewhat wrong in this situation. So the 18-year-old says that Dad, because the power's out in the house, is actually out in his car charging his phone when the 18-year-old is waking up and rubbing the crusties out of his eyes and figuring out what's going on. And he said that his mom, Mrs. Dunham, walked out of the house with all these bags filled with the things that she had brought over and her two dogs on a leash. And, again, the husband's in the car charging her phone. She walks by her husband's car, and according to the 18-year-old, he heard her say, quote, "Now we both don't have shit," end quote, which made the son go, what is she talking about?
Yeah.
That's when the son realized the house is on fire.
Oh, no!
Yes, smoke is billowing out of the windows because she thought of maybe as a way to rekindle her marriage, burning her husband's home down would be a good idea.
It sounds like that was a plan all along.
Jesus. The 911 caller, the son, reported that Mom Melissa had started the blaze. I don't know about the damage to the house or whatever, but deputies did arrest Mrs. Dunham for methamphetamine possession in her purse, and was arrested also with charges of arson, 2 counts of possession of a controlled substance, blah, 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 narcotic paraphernalia, etc. I don't think they're going to make it.
No.
But
no.
It's Florida.
Yeah. Methed out mommy, burning the house down. Lovely.
Trying to cook her frozen iguana.
All right, one more item from Florida. Jesus. Which, by the way, and this wasn't the case, but if there's ever like a slow, what am I going to talk about day? All you have to do if you want to have fun at home, this is like the home, all these game shows have the home version of Family Feud. The home version of America's Radcast and Rob prepping the show. You just go to Google News and you literally just type in Florida man, search, Florida woman, search, and you get endless stories of all of this weirdness. I mean, just weirdness, not just Florida man wins the lottery. Who cares? Not good news. Not your standard Florida woman busted on DUI. There's nothing interesting here. But things like this. Just burning people's houses down. Then we have another Florida woman, who was busted after destroying over $5,000 worth of household items into Airbnb rentals.
Oh, boy. Okay.
31-year-old Nicolette Keogh was filming videos of herself destroying the property and then uploading them for money. Because if you got a thing, anybody will pay for it. The owner of the Airbnbs was tipped off through the Airbnb app. Somebody had either found the videos or maybe heard the commotion. I don't know. And then the owner of the Airbnbs, because this woman was using two of them on the same street over the course of a few days that she had rented. And so the owner found the videos of this woman who, according to Pensacola police officer Mike Wood, in his reserved statement, said, quote, "There was a young lady inside making money in a very unusual way that damaged somebody else's property." Okay. As I said, that's understated to say a very unusual way. It turns out that she was going around the Airbnbs, filming herself, recording herself, to upload to the internet of her peeing on everything.
That was my guess.
Me.
That was going to be my guess.
This nasty bitch. Yeah. Seriously, what? You're not a dog. Oh.
And this is for content?
Oh, hell no.
Look, I'll grant you, nasty bitch, but what are we calling the people who are paying her for this?
Mm. Oh, OnlyFans members.
She's uploading it to various sites to make money. People are, if you got a pee fetish, which doesn't usually involve peeing on furniture or whatever, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it could. I don't know. That's a little out there for me. No thank you.
I'm not trying to be all innocent. I'm just not. I'm not a golden shower aficionado. How far it goes. My understanding of the shower part is that there's another human receiving it, but just watching people pee. So she posted on these sites to make money. So the videos that were found show the guests peeing on various objects, including a coffee maker, a toaster, a typewriter, a TV, a rug, an antique Crown Royal chair, the bed, a record player, and an electric fireplace. Those are some of the items that were ruined and now need to be replaced. Plus, a vase or vase, an accent wall, along with a tiger rug. Were all peed on.
Aww.
By this woman. That's how you get to the over $5,000. The rental owner also said that both of her homes reek of urine after this woman left behind a strong stench.
Oh, PP Airbnb.
I mean, although she was uploading them to the internet, you might say she was live streaming. She was busy. She was pissing on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's a lot of pee, man. You got to drink a lot of water to get that much urine out.
And I don't know, maybe it was over a couple days or whatever, but could you just give me a list of what she didn't pee on? That is an entire house.
I'm surprised.
A record player, a TV, a rug, a coffee maker, the toaster.
Right? I'm surprised she didn't get any urine in an electrical outlet and zap herself.
We don't know. She might have.
Yeah, maybe.
Did she unplug the toaster before peeing in it? Because if she was a real gamer, she'd plug it in and she'd push it down and then pee in it and find out, does the electricity conduct through urine?
It depends if her OnlyFans requested it. All right, no, push the thing down.
You have to give people what they want.
Right.
And she was arrested on a whole bunch of charges, and who knows what will happen to her. So there you go. There's your news from Florida. There's the show for the day. We'll be back tomorrow.